Hey there. Thanks for being here. Thanks for clicking on another episode of the Shred Sessions podcast. This is a Nashville-based heavy music podcast where we interview your favorite bands and metal musical artists in person at shows and in our studio here in Clarksville, Tennessee. We also do online interviews as well from time to time. I try to promote the local musician or the up-and-coming bands just as much as we do the international touring bands. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that watched the show in 2025. We did close to 50 episodes, and we have a lot more planned for this year for the spring. So if you want to support the show, we're trying to get some new cameras that do not turn off after 45 minutes. We really want to fix that, maybe get some video capture cards, but we want to upgrade some of the equipment to not interrupt the flow of the conversation, which happens in the podcast that you're about to see. So if you want to help us with that, we have these really cool t-shirts printed by Bad World Anarchy right here in Nashville, Tennessee. We did a reprint of these because these all sold out. Thank you to everybody that bought one. And we have a new t-shirt that we're printing with the Skull Guy logo. It's going to be just a sick black metal t-shirt with our Skull Guy logo, Bad World logo on the back. It's going to be sick. So if you want to support the show, please buy that. All of the t-shirt orders are going to ship with a couple awesome little stickers that we have here. Who doesn't love stickers, right? We also have koozies for your favorite beverage, double-sided like neoprene koozie. That's pretty sick. And then we also have a couple different mugs. We've got a black mug. This is the white one in 15 ounces. You guys can order these, and they ship usually within about a week. So thank you to anybody that orders anything. Thank you for watching the show. My goal with the show is just to talk to even more artists and to try to promote what's happening here on the ground in Nashville at our local music scene. If you want to help me out with that, please buy some of this stuff. I guarantee you it's high quality. That's about it. Thank you for being here. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce the guests of the current episode that you clicked on and just kind of explain who these people are to anybody that doesn't know. So we've got Ryan Rado. Ryan is kind of a Nashville punk legend. He's originally from Michigan, but he had a band called Coulson in the early 2000s that he'll talk about for a little bit at the beginning of this episode. I know him as the lead singer of Worker, and just a great friend, man. I've known Ryan for 15 years. We used to sit on the porch at our house in East Nashville on Lucille Street and just shoot the shit and just hang out and just be homies. And I miss those times. So it was really cool to have him on the show. Ryan is a visual artist. He also has a show called Make It Perfect. It's similar to Shred Sessions, but quite different, where he actually does art on camera with different musical artists, restaurant people, visual artists. Ryan is just such a great conduit for just deep conversations and the stuff that really matters. He really has a gift for getting down to the core of the things that actually matter in this reality. So that's why Ryan's on the show. He's awesome. Also joining us is the lead singer of A Plea for Purging, Mr. Andy Atkins. I've been lucky enough to know Andy for 15 years. Always looked up to him and his band. PLEA is just such a legend in the metalcore and the heavy music scene here in the Southeast, and especially in Nashville. Andy more recently has a business venture where he makes cheeseburgers, okay? And they are some of the best damn cheeseburgers that money can buy. It's called Bad Luck Burger Club. They have a couple different locations in Nashville. They run their operation out of a food truck, but soon it's going to be a brick and mortar thing, which we're all very excited about. Bad Luck Burgers are the perfect balance of meat, cheese, sauce, and bread. No one really does it like they do. So if you haven't had a Bad Luck Burger, please make your way to the nearest location. Also joining us on this episode is Josh Landreth, the lead vocalist of Lethal Meathead, kind of a newer up-and-coming hardcore band here in Nashville. They just put on a great live show. People go nuts. They really embody that hardcore spirit, what it means to be a punk, and to make songs that people want to lose their minds to. I've been blessed enough to know Josh for a long time. He's just been a cool friend to me over the years, and it's been really great to reconnect with him more recently. And our final guest, who is also a vocalist, it's a vocalist show, I guess, is Adam Easterling, the vocalist of Orthodox, an amazing metalcore band from Nashville. They're an international touring band now, and Adam was cool enough to share some time, come on the show, and just hang with us. And I guess you could call this the Nashville hardcore episode. I know there's a lot more people involved in the scene than just these guys, but I think they have some unique perspectives to share. So that's why they're on the show. So I'm sure you're tired of me yapping by now. So let's get on with it. Here we go. Guys, this is awesome. This is something that Rado and I were talking about for a while, like just getting some different people from the Nashville hardcore scene, different age groups together, kind of a little bit.
that was never in the discussion.
But we just wanted to get just a crew of people together and kind of have a roundtable discussion. We can talk about Nashville hardcore. We can talk about individually like what everybody's working on, but it's just awesome to have you guys here. And I just wanted to first and foremost say thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I'm glad to be here.
Heck yeah.
Saturday at like 11 o'clock. I got nothing going on, dude.
Well, yeah, I get to be around people. I'm pumped on that shit.
So I'm super hyped. I mean, I have the pleasure of knowing each of you guys for a long time, and it's cool that we still get to hang and, you know, do the show like this. So
yeah, dude.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped. So I guess like my first thing I wanted to talk about is Andy.
Yes, of course.
So,
yeah, for sure. We might not have enough time for everybody else today.
that's all right.
All right.
No,
sorry guys. But
Just happy to be here.
Man, like
yeah.
you actually were like one of the reasons why I moved to Tennessee. Like I was a huge fan of PLEA, and then when the opportunity to play in SL Retreats opened up, I was like, oh, man, I'm gonna be best friends with PLEA and all this stuff.
Let's just stop real quick. Adam, you ever had anybody move to this state for you?
Are you going to try to make this a competition the entire time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The answer to that question is probably yes, right?
Yeah.
Don't give it to him
Didn't
before
Austin
he
move
answers,
here
goddammit.
to join the
I guess.
Orthodox?
Well, no, he was already in it, but he just wanted to move to
fight.
Nashville.
Yeah. But no, man, I just remember
That's cool.
seeing the music videos where
Wait,
you're playing the saxophone.
You moved to Nashville because of me and when I was
Because of Rado, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rado's the best. I mean, I did, not to derail your thing, but I was from a small little town called Paris, Tennessee, like an hour and a half from here. So, like, I was driving to Memphis and to Nashville back and forth to, like, go to shows when I was, like, a teenager. And I saw Rado play with Colson, Main Stage
you know what that is?
And I was like, that guy's going to be my friend. And one day, we're going to be on a podcast together in 25 years.
Yeah, we did it.
And here we are.
And here we are in your podcast.
Okay, so let's go back to that. Like, give us an origin story,
No,
Rado.
dude,
Like,
I
what
just derailed.
what band were you in at the time?
I was in a band called Colson. It was like a emo band, straight up,
Okay.
dude.
It was sick.
Screamo emo or melodic
Yeah.
singing?
Oh, Adam, God, it was like it was just emotional,
Yeah,
and that's
Yep.
that's kind of what emo is. You know,
Sometimes it'd be like that.
you know what I mean.
Sometimes you're feeling some
It was
shit.
just like, let me write these lyrics and listen back 25 years later and be like, why? Why did I do that?
yeah.
Because I was emotional. I still am.
Yeah,
Anyway,
hell
go,
yeah.
dude, go.
Yeah.
Go.
I
That
just
was it.
I just feel like Nashville, and today it's one of the best hardcore scenes probably in the country, if not the world. Like I hate to brag on what we have, but I feel like what we have is special, you know. And
I don't know anything
I
about
knew
it. I
as
swear
like
to
a
God.
graduating college kid that I needed to be in Nashville, and it was because of bands like PLEA for Purging, you know, and SL Retreats and Gideon and stuff like that. So
That's cool. Yeah, it's sick. I mean, the PLEA having any area, you know, anything to offer, and the whole zeitgeist of anything is just cool. Like, I mean, you start playing music as a kid in your bedroom or whatever the thing is, and you just got all these hopes and aspirations and dreams of various levels. And like, for me, have been able to do anything from a small little trailer park kid in Paris, Tennessee, to like even being a part of a conversation about the Nashville music scene or any greater music scene is a blessing. You know, like, I'm just a turd, but somehow like something I did meant something to a few people. Not, you know, PLEA never got too big or anything, but like to even be a part of a conversation of Nashville music scene being what it is and us having anything to do with it, that's beautiful.
I always looked up to you guys, and the fact that we got the tour together for like a couple weeks, you know, the quit your band and get a job tour. You guys remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
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 I was in 8th grade.
Where you like,
How old are you? We were
I'm
talking.
29.
Fuck.
yeah, we were
me.
trying to figure out how
Running.
old Josh was,
Yeah,
and I was like, I think he's
29.
That's
30.
beautiful.
Getting old.
I'm gonna check something real quick.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
at that show. The last PLEA and As Hell show, yeah.
Dude, that show was sick.
Yeah, I was
That's
like
fun.
I was like 14 or 15. But
Hell yeah.
yeah,
With that show.
for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Did it recover?
Huh?
Which
recover?
one?
Is it still there?
Can
It's
you-
there. Yeah.
That's what's up.
I just remember.
He never thumbs
Can you
up.
do all the things?
Huh? What do you do with thumbs?
He only thumbs down.
Can you touch stuff? You do. Thumbs are the reason that we're the like superior.
Can you grip
being
the
on
mic,
Earth.
bro?
We should do about a good 15 on thumbs. You should start it.
Thumbs. Your dog can't do anything because it doesn't have a thumb.
It's true.
Thumbs are important.
I mean, your dog can do a lot of stuff.
Let's
My
do
dog.
we'll do a
can't
Chris
shit.
10 on dogs after thumbs.
All right,
Crisp
cool.
10.
Yeah.
Thumbs
I know
are
a lot.
important. That's all
Where
I'm
we at
saying.
on that?
dude.
You put a thumb up your butt.
Well,
you want?
Hey, man.
Don't
All
edit
right.
this.
Drew's
Dude,
like, dude, come on.
This
let's
is
get
a
some
serious
podcast.
podcast.
This is
I know.
We're live.
Yeah,
Well, one of the questions I had for you, man, is
Clickbait.
like, I seen you perform at Gidmas, and like you were, how did it feel to be Santa? I guess is my first question. Doing metal vocals.
great.
Oh man, I'm all about trying to just do anything that's embarrassing for a little bit. You know what I mean? It's fun. Gideon is a prime example of like they were like the first time we ever played with them, they were just some local band from Mississippi. You know, it was before Dan was in the band. Scooter used to sing for him. Like it was just a local band that is now, you know, quite a bit bigger than PLEA ever got.
Right.
And so like for them to cite PLEA or me as any sort of inspiration is amazing and beautiful, and to be able to be a part of their shows, you know, both those shows I thought like for Nashville and for Birmingham were like great for both the music scenes, and like they're just trying to give back to their community, you know, and for me to be able to be a part of it was sick. Screaming was insane because like I just don't do it anymore. Like I don't have what it takes. Like I blow my throat out every time. Like, I mean, our final shows, like Adam's got a sample of me on their new record of me sounding like it, you know, an idiot in my voice. Like I just, if I scream, it fucks me up. And so like, I wasn't able to talk for like an entire week after the Nashville show. And
Oh
then
my gosh.
me and Rachel, my wife, actually got in it. We'd never fight. We have such a copacetic, beautiful relationship. We don't argue about anything. The Birmingham show, I'm walking in to load in on the phone with Rachel, and she's like, "You're not screaming at that show," because she like knew I fucked my throat up so bad the week prior, and it took me like 4 days to be able to talk after screaming for 20 seconds. And we got in a fight on the phone. I was like, "Don't tell me what to do. I'll do whatever I want to do," you know. And I screamed, and I didn't mess myself up the second time, which is sick. But
Win for the
Take
men.
that, Rachel.
yeah, boom.
Yeah.
Win for the men.
Yes.
Where's the camera?
Well, I thought it was awesome that you performed, man. Like, and I often wonder, like, first part of the question is like, do you miss being in a band and being on stage? And in 2012, when PLEA played their last show at Rocketown, do you feel like that was the time to close the door on that chapter of your life?
Yeah, dude, the first part's easier than the second part, but yes, I miss it and I romanticize it, and I think there will always be that, you know, like whatever the thing is you did when you were younger that you had so much for fun with your friends, like I think you're always going to look at back at that, at like that being like the glory days or the best days or whatever. Like, you know, if I just said, hey, you can hang out with your 3 or 4 best friends all day every day with zero responsibility, and then you get to walk up on a stage and varying degrees, whether you're playing in front of 1,000 kids or 20 kids, everyone in the room's attention is on you, and you're the cool guy for 30 minutes. Yeah, dude, that is the coolest thing in the entire world. So I miss that a lot. But like, it took me, you know, I could have a whole podcast about like trying to redefine who I am and find my identity post band, because that was like a crazy experience in my life. To get really deep for a second, my parents both died in the same year, and we broke up like the following year. And so like I'm dealing with all these crazy emotions about the death of my parents, and then I'm also dealing with all this like new, like, who am I as a human being without any skill? So I go and get these like shitty manual labor jobs and just have to redefine who I am as a human. So that was crazy. But once I've got where I am right now, where I'm very comfortable with. I have a wife that I love. I have I own a home. I have a dog. I run a business that's pretty cool. Like, my identity's not tied to being Andy from A Plea for Purging or a dude that screams in a microphone anymore. Like, and it took me a long time to get past that, like longer than it should have probably. So I romanticize it and think about it sometimes, but I'm like happy that I don't need that anymore. And like jumping on stage with Gideon and acting like an idiot in a Santa costume was like, there was nothing in that was like, oh, I'm getting my identity back and being a metal guy. It was just being goofy. God, I can't remember the second part of that question. Well, what's 2012 like? The one thing I have to think about that is like, I do believe that all roads lead you to where you are, and I wouldn't change anything that's happened in my life because it got me to the beautiful life I have right now and being in this room with you guys. But I'll use like Orthodox or Gideon or, Prada or like ABR, and all those bands are bigger than us. But like, there's proof that if you just keep going and you just keep punching the fucking ground and going after it, you can survive the downtimes and like be successful. And so there's like a little bit of me that's like, could PLEA have done that? Could we have kept going and eventually be something right now that like, because I feel with all, TikTok and reels and content and all that, none of that shit like exist. Like Instagram was barely going when PLEA broke up, So there's just so many ways to get yourself out to a broader audience now that like, could we have grown with that and been something more than we ever were? Maybe, but also like there's a glass ceiling with, at the time we were on this Christian metalcore label, I'm like the fattest fucking dude alive, like that. I don't think that matters more. That doesn't matter as much now as it did then. But I know we're talking about metalcore and hardcore, but like the whole like sex sells like a beautiful package still mattered then. Sure. I don't know if it matters as much now, but like it doesn't help, or, it doesn't hurt to be like pretty,
Yeah. Do you still like stay in contact with like Blake and Aaron and John and all those guys?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Blake more so than anybody because he lives here in town, and Lyle, who was in the band in the very beginning, all of us see each other a lot because we're in the same town. But like Tyler, who played guitar for a while, he still comes in and out of town. He lives in Indiana. John lives in Knoxville, and Aaron lives in California. So like John and Aaron don't come to town hardly ever, so I don't get much FaceTime with them. But we still, I mean, we have a group chat that like fires off probably once a week, like about something stupid. And like, that is the best thing I have to say about the way we ended is like, our band ended with zero drama, with all of us being best friends still. And like, it was just like, before we ever got to the point where we all couldn't handle each other or whatever the thing happens that drives people away from each other, we all like, ended the band before that shit happened. Mm-hmm. So we're all still homies. Like the only thing that keeps us away from being close to each other is actual proximity of how close we live to each other.
Very cool. Do you guys want to share? Yeah, go ahead.
How old were you when PLEA broke up?
Dude, I'm terrible at math. I'm 44 right now, and we broke up in 2012. So what is that math?
31.
Okay, yeah.
Assuming that you were.
Yeah. 31, 32, something like that. Yeah. So, I mean, like, and out, we were always kind of the oldest band. Like, there were bands that were older than us, but those bands were bigger than us. But like in our context of like our little thing, we were always the oldest dudes. Mm-hmm. So, everybody, like all the young guys were just playing better than us, faster, harder, make us look like shit.
I don't think so, man. PLEA was pretty heavy.
No, y'all were dope.
And you guys always put on a great show.
Thanks.
Do you want to share any memory? When was the first time you saw PLEA, Adam?
First time I saw a PLEA for Purging was a Rocketown Halloween show.
Did they dress up a certain way?
I think it was the Marilyn Manson year.
Oh, sick! That's infamous.
Yeah,
because everybody hated us.
I loved it.
We played no PLEA songs, only Marilyn Manson songs. And it was cool. We opened with Beautiful People, so people were like, oh, this is sick. And then we played 30 to 40 minutes of nothing but Marilyn Manson songs.
God. What?
It was cool.
It was dope.
That's
funny.
dude.
Josh, you sent us a picture of you wearing like a PLEA Monster merch shirt from
Back
when
in
you
the
were
day.
like in 8th grade. Like,
Middle school, yeah,
Would
probably
you-
7th grade, I think.
did you pick that up at a show?
Wow.
Yeah. I would have had to, I think. But yeah, first time I saw PLEA was, I think it was 2009. It was Scream the Prayer 2.
No, sick.
So yeah. Some of my first shows, man, were like PLEA and Worker and shit like that. So very, very formative experiences for me, for sure.
Hell yeah, dude. I got a funny story about that specific Scream This Prayer show.
Oh, please tell it.
We were second on the bill of a 10-band tour. And like, you know, that's just the way it worked. I mean, like we're so ignorant at the time, and I know so much more about how the world works, but like we're second on a 10-band bill playing in our hometown, to where when we play a headlining show at Rocketown, we play to 1,000 kids. And so we're like, how are we gonna play second on this tour to all these bands that are playing above us don't deserve to play above us in our hometown? We're so stupid. So, and we have this show the night before is in Minnesota. So the whole tour is driving from Minnesota to Nashville to play the next night here. And we get, I drove past the Mexican restaurant today to come here on Old Hickory Boulevard, north of town on 24. There's a little Mexican restaurant. We stopped and got food at load-in time and lied to the tour to told them we had van trouble so we could show up later in the evening and play like direct support or whatever, like later in the evening. It was so funny. It was so fucked because we were just like, we're not gonna play it. We're not gonna play like second in our hometown.
Yeah, it makes sense though.
That's crazy, man.
That's
kind of bullshit, but
Right.
you know, it's funny.
Did Scream the Prayer have a tour manager?
Yeah, I can't remember who
It
but-
was doesn't matter. It's just like I wondered things like that. I'm like, because I was not old enough to like know the industry people at that point in time. But touring now, it's like 3, 4, 5 band tours have tour managers. I'm like, but it also just feels like that era of touring wasn't as serious,
for sure.
and so it kind of feels in my brain like maybe things like that could fly. And
there
so
was
I'm like,
there was a
like,
tour manager. I remember because Scream the Prayer, like Ash would send out a tour manager for the tour, but then the headlining band's tour manager would be on the tour too. So you got two dudes just butting heads every day about
Awesome.
what's going to happen.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
That sounds so cool.
So
Yeah.
would you get kicked off a tour if you did something like that
Wouldn't
these
get
days?
kicked off, but like if we tried to just be like, oh, I mean, saying that you're not going to make it because you advanced, like outright lying about it, I guess it'd be like, oh, well, you know, you did what you could, whatever.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was in Nashville is like a sure, whatever situation. So like, it all depends, but I've definitely been on tours where like, if that happens, we just wouldn't have gotten to play.
Wow.
So
Damn.
Pretty serious then.
yeah, it's, well, they're paid to keep a schedule and so on and so forth. And there's contracts and all this different shit that you have to abide by, and then their job is not to appease the support band, is to make sure the headliner gets what they need to make their show the best that it can be for them. So like I understand it to a degree, but that's why I was kind of like, I wonder if there was a tour manager, because if I'm the tour manager of a 10-band show and the 2 of 10 is like, yo,
Yeah.
we're having van troubles, I'd be like, cool, we'll see you in Atlanta.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's
Sorry.
crazy that it all, you know, that they allowed that to happen.
Well, it was
but
also a Christian too. You know what I'm saying? So there's like that,
They
that
forgive.
like forgiveness piece.
Yeah,
in
for
there.
sure.
It was for God.
For sure.
man.
Yeah.
But there's no Christians running the tour. That's the thing.
No,
you
fair,
know,
okay,
like
yeah.
Scream the Prayer was
Yeah.
just a way for
Market it.
you know, I
Capitalize.
don't
Yeah.
want to talk shit about Ash or TKO or whoever booked it at the time, but they didn't care about the Christian aspect of it.
Got it,
They just
got
knew
it.
that 10 Christian bands would get 1,500 kids in a room every
Got
night.
it,
You
got
know?
it.
Man,
Got
what a
yeah.
different time,
Didn't know
bro.
that.
Yeah, I know.
What a
The
different
Christian
time.
thing is so weird that like
Very
it
bizarre.
had
End of sentence.
there was there was a moment in time where like you could put Christian in a band's title and it would bring more kids.
That's crazy.
You know,
Wild.
and now that just, you know.
To be
it
fair
does
though,
not
I mean,
exist.
I understand it to an extent because like That's the only reason I was allowed to go. Because
Yeah.
prayer was
yeah.
in the name of the tour, and I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I used to lie to my mom about being Christian.
Yeah, I was like 12 or 13, older kid in the church, asked if I wanted to go with him. And then when I showed my parents, like, yeah, it's prayer, you know, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was like,
Yeah.
Thank God.
yeah, thank you, God.
Well, it's
Fucking great.
same thing with Christian,
awesome.
with Cornerstone Christian Music Festival. I mean, like, a lot of families would go to that, and like, you could convince your parents to like let you go if you could drive, right? And you would just bring a tent and set it up, and breakdowns going off left and right, you know, like
I wonder how many
while you're
babies
breaking
were
bread.
made there.
Yeah.
at Cornerstone. You know what I mean? How many kids came from Cornerstone shenanigans?
There's a
you know
lot
what I
of
mean?
heavy grinding at the very least.
Seriously, dude.
A lot of
God
over the pants
damn.
grindage.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of dry humping
Oh,
hookups.
for sure, dude. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Because
That makes me happy.
no
That
penetration
makes me
allowed
happy.
at that fest.
No, we're penetrating.
But
anyway.
well, Andy, earlier we were talking
Come on,
like,
you guys, loosen up. Jeez.
sorry, is that
Yeah, how's it gonna get in
If
if
it
you don't,
isn't
right?
penetration, it isn't worth the kiss, dude.
Wait, what about penetration? Wait, say it again.
I love the first show.
I
If it
love
isn't
how this is
penetration,
getting
it isn't worth the
misconstrued.
kiss.
They were interrupting. I can't hear.
Pedro the line, dude. Get
No,
fucked.
tell me again. That's what you. I
I'm
couldn't
out of
hear you.
here.
Okay,
We're done.
All right, we're going. All right,
I'm leaving.
please stay. Please stay.
Please don't go.
penetration, kiss, back on shred sessions. Let's go.
But you know, my memories of going to Cornerstone,
So
right?
good, so
and every time you saw PLEA play at Cornerstone, you kind of didn't know what was going to happen. You guys always did something kind of goofy and fun, and I remember like there being maybe some drama from some of the antics that PLEA did, like doing pranks on other bands. Can you share any stories from
Oh yeah.
I
what you
heard
guys
one of these
did?
stories
Yeah.
the other
Like,
day, actually.
can we let people know about
Jeremy?
that? Or
Yeah,
That I mean, you were like, Jeremy loves you. I'm like, does he really?
he does.
The first thing that comes to mind about Cornerstone every year for me, if you ever bring up Cornerstone, is our first year at Cornerstone, which I believe was 2007.
Wow.
Was the year prior. Prada played 2006, and they had played like 8 or 9 sets, like generator shows and stuff.
Those
And-
iconic like YouTube
Yeah.
videos of them
you know,
playing.
and like, yeah,
at
it's crazy.
Generator
And
Stage.
they had so much buzz. We didn't know those dudes at all. Like, we were just another metalcore band from somewhere else. But they like everybody was talking about like they played the most amount of sets that anybody's ever played at Cornerstone. So we went to Cornerstone the next year with the plan of we're gonna play more sets than Prada did last year. So we played,
Hell
I
yeah.
believe, 11 sets, like 2 real
damn.
like real sets at like the underground stage and one of the encore stages or something. And then we played like 2 or 3 generator stages every day of Cornerstone and had pretty big crowds and stuff. And the whole thing is, it's kind of just like Instagram and social media now, except for like on a big festival ground. The whole thing is consistency, trying to get in front of people. You have, however, 15,000, 20,000, however many people are there. The more you play, the more people are likely going to see you. And then all those people go out to their towns and tell everybody about your band. And then you
tour for the year off of that.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just like, how do you get the most amount of people to show up to your sets? And anyway, I don't even know where the phrase came from, but we decided like to spray paint "PLEA eats Prada" on a t-shirt. It doesn't mean anything other than like
awesome.
we're trying to like capitalize off of them already being bigger than us. Let's throw their name on one of our shirts. And so we spray painted we were spray painting t-shirts and
Pretty awesome.
people's bodies, and people would bring up shit and we just had this stencil. So anyway, we did that and we played a bunch of generator stages and tried to like prove that we could play more than them. Never met them or anything. Then there was like a little bit of drama outside of that because it just appeared like, and we're also older than them. Like, I've never had this conversation with any of those guys, which is funny, but we're older than them. So it kind of just feels like there's these dudes that don't know us that are a little bit older than us poking fun at us on the internet at this festival. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? So anyway, both of our bands exist in the same scene and never really cross paths a lot. We did one night, we ended up making friends with a couple of the dudes' then girlfriends. and stayed at one of their apartments one night. It was Mike and Chris and their girlfriends at the moment. And they came home from practice and we were sleeping in their fucking house. And they were like, what are these dudes doing here? You know? And that's truly the other that like, and I know Giuseppe really well because Giuseppe plays drums for them now. So like, but that's my only tie to them. And then Adam tried to tell me that Jeremy, I remember you got more context, but he was like, Jeremy loves you. And I was like, we don't even really know each other. But
that's cool.
Does he love him?
You have a different
he told me that
version of the story.
He told me that he went up to the table and was like, hey, what's the deal? And you were just like, dude, we can't even hold on to these things. Like they were selling them so much.
Yeah,
like,
we ended up making the actual t-shirt. After we did this spray paint run of them, people wanted them so bad that we made PLEA Prada t-shirts and sold them for like a year or two.
I remember where I
Crazy
used
days.
to see you is Whole Foods. When I worked at Whole Foods back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking right.
Dude, the thing I always remember
That's
about
right.
that, one time you were hanging a painting in Whole Foods. And I
yeah,
came out like, what's
yeah,
up, bro?
yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, that's so sick. They're letting you hang
That was cool.
hang their your painting in here. And you looked around and you were like, they're not letting me. I just do it. And he was
Is that for real?
yeah. He goes, I just do it. And everybody just assumes that someone else okayed it.
That's so good.
Thank you, Kirk Rado.
So dope.
Yeah,
Tell
that's
that
cool.
story.
Sold
How,
that
how,
shit too.
how did that work, man?
I used to work at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So I worked at Whole Foods for, I don't know, it was a great place to work, man.
Were you at Green Hills too?
Both.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
both
at Green
in
Hills.
Franklin. Yeah. It was fun as hell. And I just, that was a long time ago. That had to be 2015 or something like that, maybe.
Maybe. I think I started working there at the end of 15. So I was there like 15, most of 16.
Did Luke hook you up with that job or not? I can't remember. I hooked him up at
I don't
Franklin.
remember who hooked me up.
And
to
it
be
no big
honest.
deal. Yeah, it's all good.
Honestly, dude, I think it might have been David Hop.
Oh, there you go.
That got me that job.
Oh, God
to be
bless
honest.
him.
Miss that guy.
I know.
Love Hobbs, man.
Yeah,
Hobbs,
I think that's who got me
love
that
it.
job.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love
'Cause I
him.
knew him. We're all from Hendersonville.
Cool.
Me, Adam,
Cool.
David. So,
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I just put it up there, and I put some up in Franklin like a few years later or something like that, and ended up selling that painting. It was
That's
cool.
amazing.
So, yeah, it was
Yeah,
cool.
Did you
It was
like
cool.
ask the manager, like, hey, is it cool if I pop this up over here? You just
There was nothing on the goddamn wall, and I'm just like, fuck it.
but did you have to like drill into the wall and shit like that?
Yeah,
or-
you put like little like plastic things in there. You know,
Oh,
something
okay.
like that.
That's a great lesson
Yeah.
in life, though. You
Yeah.
just act natural.
I'm the best at acting natural.
Yeah,
Act
You
like,
know what
you're,
I'm
act
saying?
like you're supposed to be.
Yeah,
here,
all
dude.
the managers walk by, they're like, yeah, surely this guy's not just hanging up
Well,
a painting
also-
on his own.
yeah,
Somebody had to
also,
have
it was
okayed
like-
it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he told me. He's like,
That's
everybody
awesome.
walks by and sees it, and they just assume that like another manager approved it.
That's how Whole Foods works, man. You can do that
Yeah.
shit. Sold you out, Jeff.
Dude, I got fired
Great
from
spot.
Whole Foods twice.
Nice.
Actually, I got fired. Actually, it's
For
perfect.
time and attendance.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect that you're here. I got fired from Whole Foods,
Mhm.
but I was like, the time and attendance time that I got fired, I showed up and I was sick, but I knew I had one more call out till I was
Yeah,
fired, so I
dog.
showed up
Damn.
anyway. The manager on shift was like, "No,
Who-
you can't be here. You got to go home."
Who was it?
His name was Kale. You remember Kale?
Yeah, I remember Kale.
Yeah.
He was a bitter pill.
Fuck Kale,
Yeah,
bro.
Kale.
Yeah,
God
fuck
damn,
Kale.
dude.
Kale, if you're watching this, fuck you,
Yeah,
bitch.
he means that shit, Kale. I like you though, bro.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So, anyway, I go home because he tells me to.
With
And-
a C, Kale.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Kale with a C. And then they fire me. And so
Oh.
they fired me, and I didn't have a job. And at the time, I didn't have a place to live either. I was just like
Ooh,
living
yeah.
at different friends' places.
Yep.
And I was
Done.
talking to Adam about it,
Done
and
it.
he was like, well, he's like, you don't have a job or a place to live. You should just come on tour with Orthodox. And I was
Nice.
like, okay. So then I went on tour with Orthodox. And
Like
while I
selling
was
merch or
literally doing,
just
adding,
hanging. dude.
adding,
Fuck all.
That's
adding-
awesome.
adding no value.
Just taking up space in the van.
That's the dream,
and
dude.
Getting drunk and disappearing, and then showing back up later.
straight edge style.
He would
bro.
like help load in one thing, and then he would wander off so slowly,
yeah.
and still
Hell yeah,
no
hell
one would
yeah.
know where he went.
Well, because dude, somebody, because like I was touring too and hanging moon at that time, so like somebody, I was a lot different back then, and we were a lot different in this respect. So somebody that I knew in the city would come up to me and be like, "Hey man, you want to get fucked up?" And I'd be like, "Okay," and we'd walk off and get high or get drunk or whatever, and then I'd show back up like when they're about to play and mosh, and then go to the next place. It was a great time. Great time. But anyway, while I'm on the tour,
Fucking side quest.
yeah, side quest.
Side
It literally felt like a side quest. Like no job, no house.
Love it.
Dude, there's the
Let's
video,
go.
Out of here.
the video of you laying in the
Love
floor
it.
of the van and you like try to do something to me and I just smack you.
Fuck.
Yeah, great times.
God.
We were all like we were like, man, there's during the day we're all so excited that Josh is there, and then at night we're all just like, oh my god,
He's fucked.
because he would come back like cross-eyed drunk. Like,
hey, just had a couple.
It's fun for a time.
Just had a couple, buddy.
Sure.
You know. We
What
used to be a country.
what changed that in your life for you? What changed it?
The biggest thing that changed that for me really is figuring out that I was about to have a kid,
Copy.
and then God damn it, dude, you
I
were
was on
there
tour for
for
that
all.
one, too.
Oh my God, you were there.
You
for
found
all
that
of it.
out on tour?
So no,
Oh.
I knew already, and it was
Yeah.
the last like Hanging Moon tour, which was with Orthodox.
Yep.
And then we had a guy on the tour with us who I won't name, but he was an idiot. And we woke up one day. We had this weed from Denver that we bought in
It'll
the
do it.
dispensary. Didn't
Denver's
know
got
like
it.
it's so much more potent, you know. And he was like,
Gives
"Hey
me
man,
Tourette's,
you want to do a gravity bong?" Like as soon as we
Yo,
woke up.
those are raw.
So, yeah, I
Those
took
are
a
rough.
huge gravity bong as soon as we woke up, dude, and then my brain broke
Yeah,
for the
copy.
rest of the day. Like
Copy
it was
that.
like the worst fucking panic attack of my life.
Wow.
And
Wow.
if I remember this,
you're
so it was
definitely
Colorado.
there. I don't think we were still in Colorado
Okay.
at that point. I don't know where we were. I just remember it was hot as fuck, and I felt like I couldn't because it was also June. We were in a van with no AC.
Yeah,
And-
2 bands scrammed into.
Yeah, Hanging Moon and Orthodox all in the van together.
Welcome
Gotta
to
do what
hell,
you gotta
brothers.
do.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. And then I'm also like having a panic attack where I feel like I can't get enough air.
Oh,
but it's
bro.
also like, fuck, we got to go to the next city.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember like eventually I fell asleep. So that's like what helped. But I remember, dude, laying, it was so bad, bro. I was laying in the back of the van with Chris, who plays in Chamber and played bass in Hanging Moon.
Crit?
Chris.
Crit.
Yeah, Crit.
Yeah.
Crit.
Grit.
Big Crit.
Hazy.
Dude, yeah, it was so bad, man. I was laying back there, and I just get like that. If you've ever experienced that before,
Yeah.
you just get that wave of like panic, and I
Oh,
would
yeah.
just have to like grab Chris's arm. And like, luckily, dude, he was so nice.
He's
He
the
would,
actual.
he would just be like,
Love it.
"It's okay, man. It's
Love
okay.
it.
Dude.
He was your
You're
bench
okay."
buddy?
Good.
Coach me through it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he coached me through it. But anyway, after that experience and everything, well, like when I knew I was gonna have a kid, I knew I kind of had to try and get my shit
How old were
together.
you
anyway.
at that point?
I was 20.
God bless you,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Fucking A,
I was
bro.
20. I was very young, and I had nothing together. Like
Copy.
my dad had just died, like
Oh,
a year and a half
yeah,
or 2
bro.
years before that. I was like
Yeah.
18 when my dad died,
That's
and so
right.
then dad died, lost my faith, kind of went because
Yep.
I used to be Christian too, and then I just kind of went nuts for a
Yeah.
little
Sure.
while.
That makes sense.
And so then, yeah, I knew I was
Mm.
gonna have a kid, and I was like, I gotta try to get my shit together, figure something out, and then that's when I quit all my bands back then, and I started doing manual labor.
Yeah.
But yeah, just realizing like, man, I'm bringing, there's a kid that's gonna call me dad. I gotta try and like
Mm.
straighten my shit out a little bit. But also like, dude, that panic attack like broke my brain so
Yeah,
bad that
yeah.
I was like, I need to stay off like
Copy.
everything for a while. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Mm.
that got strangely serious. I didn't mean.
No,
for it
it's
to.
beautiful.
No,
But
Yeah.
I can bring us back if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on this tour, Aaron Thomas was playing
To the
drums.
surface.
So Aaron Thomas was
It's
driving
too
us in this
deep.
van.
Go back up. Go back up.
No.
This is a great story because it shows exactly how Josh's brain thought in pressure moments back then.
I don't even know what he's about to say.
Great.
So we're driving
It's
through
great.
Texas.
Got your back, dog.
Oh
And
god damn it! It just
He
gets
takes
worse.
a wrong turn somewhere,
Mhm.
and it's like 2-3 a.m.
Mhm.
And
he was
just-
driving?
No, Aaron Thomas.
Oh,
Aaron
okay,
Thomas.
okay.
I was in
ATs.
the
Nice.
front seat with
Yeah.
him. But it
Copy.
was like
All right.
5-6 in the morning.
Mhm.
Everybody else was asleep. except me
All
and
asleep,
Aaron.
and not like a
Yeah.
good sleep. Like we're all so crammed in and hot. It's just like your body finally
Yeah.
gave up, kind
Yeah,
of
right.
sleep. So we just wake up to him being like, "Hey guys, we're in Mexico."
Oh, no fucking way,
And
dude.
I was like, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Wait." He's like, "No, I think like we're going up to like the border patrol or something like that."
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he had taken a
Holy
wrong turn. We were
shit.
going through the border patrol, and so
makes me laugh,
they
dude.
of course see all of us, and there's no way we're not getting pulled out of this fucking van. So the border patrol guy comes up and goes, "Do you guys have any weapons?" And Aaron just goes, I mean, we got like a couple knives. And I'm literally like in the backseat, like, oh my God, we're
Dude,
gonna,
do
not answer the question
like,
that way.
Cavity searched by the way that we look, smell.
Sounds
all
fun
this.
though.
Sure. And so they pull us out,
Yeah,
and
make
they
us all
line
get
us
out
up,
the van.
and they literally good cop, bad cop us. So
Yeah.
they line us up, and the dude who lines us up is like being all jolly, he's nice, like talking to us. Meanwhile, the dude who's going through the van is like, whose fucking bag is this? And like, there's a dog. And all
Yeah,
this
they
stuff.
went through the van with the dog.
They pull somebody's
Weed?
backpack,
Mm-hmm.
and
They found 2 bags of weed.
they pull somebody's backpack. I don't remember if it was.
Stressy.
Oh, it was
Gabe-
the guy. It was
Gabe
the
claimed
guy.
it.
The guy who we're not naming first.
Yeah.
And
Oops.
and
Yeah.
like they was like, whose is this? And then nobody steps forward. And I was like, guys, we're not gonna be those people. Whose fucking backpack is this? And he was like, it's mine. He goes and gets it. They find another one. Gabe goes, that's mine. Gabe pulls the most Gabe manual sentence. He's like, officer, we came from we just came from states where they allowed recreational purposes
yeah.
or something like
He
that.
did so good.
He said that
did
so well
good.
that I literally remember poking my head down the line, being like, "What the
Damn,
fuck?"
this
That's
motherfucker
awesome.
a lawyer.
Incredible.
While they're after they found the first bag, the dude is now talking to us. He's like, "So what are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we're bands on tour." And he was like, "Oh, what do they call?" And he said, "Hanging Moon and Orthodox." He goes, "What do you sound like?" And he goes to this police officer in
Love it.
fucking Texas.
Did
He goes, "Oh, we kind of sound like Converge, I guess." And as if this dude's gonna know who Converge
He's like
is.
20.
So
You know?
he
He
looks
had a
down-
Jane Doe tattoo right here.
Yeah, right. No, he
No,
didn't.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm
Oh my
We're all down the way
God.
with
That's
this.
God.
Dude,
You
at
know
this
what I
point-
mean?
He then goes, that's what I'd say. Adam, what do you think we sound? This is my impression of you. What do you think we sound like? And or what do you think Orthodox sounds like? And I'm like, well, we're in Texas. Like, we sound like Pantera. And the dude literally goes, vulgar display of power. Hell yeah. They gave the weed back to us.
Oh, yeah.
They gave the weed back and said, there's a dumpster off of this exit. Go drop it off in that dumpster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, boys.
And I was like, well, we're doing that because in my brain, I'm like, me
wanna
and
fuck
my
around.
straight edge band are about to go to prison because
Some other kids.
some other kids that we brought on tour brought drugs.
Close call.
And,
Yeah.
and then I'm also like, they have our tags, they have our
Ah.
IDs,
Yeah.
and they're telling us to go put this in a dumpster where they're clearly going to come get it. We're going to do this, or they're going to find us.
No, they
So-
they got all up in our shit though, because
Wow.
they good cop, bad copped, and then after they found the shit, then they were like, the mean one was like, the bad cop, I guess, was like, if anybody else has drugs in the vehicle, tell us now. We will find it, and if we find it and you lied, every single one of you is going to fucking jail tonight.
Oh my God.
That'll do it.
That's
Yeah,
so
and then they had us in a straight line, and I remember they came by and got like this far from each person's face, and were like, "Do you have any drugs in the vehicle? Do you have any drugs?"
I
in
don't
the
remember
vehicle?"
that part at all, but
Yeah, I remember that shit because I remember it because
Jeez.
what they didn't know is
Yeah.
I had 10 tabs of acid in my backpack.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
dude. You were
which was in the
partying,
trailer.
yeah.
They didn't search the trailer.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had 10 tabs of acid in my
Wow.
backpack, so that's why I was scared because you
Now,
get a
what
lot
ki-
of trouble. You get a lot of trouble for that shit.
What kind of
I
bags
wasn't
of
gonna
weed
hook
are we
you up
talking?
like that,
Like eighths or ounces? Or?
I don't remember. It was
Okay,
like
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like. Then this is another thing where we got
Yeah.
lucky on. It was clearly in the container, like from the
Oh,
store.
Got
too.
it. Got it.
So it was
got
obvious we were on tour. We did buy it in Denver and shit. So
That's
and
huge.
there's probably like not crazy amounts
Yeah.
left. But
Yeah, right,
yeah,
right.
I knew I had a shit ton of acid in my bag though, so that's why I was scared.
Oh.
But they didn't find it. So
Yeah, amen. Hallelujah. Praise God.
now we're here.
Yeah.
We
Scream
pull
the
up.
prayer.
We pull up to this gas station.
Scream the
Yeah.
prayer.
We pull up to this gas station and it's like an abandoned gas station. You remember that part?
Yeah.
There's nobody at this place, but there is a dumpster. And he who we're not naming, I was like, hey guys,
Have you
respectfully
named
get
him
that
like
shit
4
out of my
times?
fucking name.
Yeah, we already know it's Gabe.
I wish it was Gabe.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would have been
okay.
so much better
Got
So
it,
much
got it,
better.
got it.
than this freak.
So, yeah. At this point, I was
That's
like,
Adam's
hey,
boy.
respectfully, get this shit
Love
out
it.
of my
I love
van.
it. I love
That dude tried
love
to
it.
smoke all the weed he had left.
Hell yeah. Hell
Like
yeah.
a
He was a
really
real
smart
rocker.
dude.
Fuck, man.
And then
obsessed.
we left him in Austin, Texas.
We
We don't
left
got to
him.
get into that story, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he,
that's
long story short, he freaked out.
Like
Like
bio?
crazy. It went nuts,
Wow.
and we left him. And then all I remember was the next day. Yeah, I won't share the full thing, but the next day, we all felt like shit because nobody slept. We're traveling; it's so hot. And I remember we stopped. He was driving, and finally he was like, "Fuck this! I have to try to sleep." It was the middle of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Sun coming down like crazy,
In Texas.
bro. It was so fucking
Ugh.
hot in the van.
Oh my
Yeah.
This
god.
motherfucker gets up and lays on top of the van.
What?
He
In a
gets,
parking lot.
He gets
Yeah.
on in his sleeping bag on top of the van
whoa.
because it's cooler on top of the van in direct sunlight than it is inside the van.
Wow.
Because the van is like a fucking oven, dude.
Just a butt roaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the sounds of all
Oh.
store. Look,
Yeah.
Look how it went for you.
Man, don't say we didn't try.
Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot where we got derailed though. When I got fired from Whole Foods
Yep.
and then
Right.
went on tour with Orthodox.
Yep.
While I'm on the tour with Orthodox, Whole Foods calls me back. Then it's the director of the department, and
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey,
Who was
someone
that?
told me some story. It was you remember Sherry?
Yep.
It was Sherry.
She was cool.
She was real as
She was
fuck
cool.
for this.
Yep.
She called me back. She was like, "Hey, somebody told me about the circumstances of you getting fired." She was like, "Did Kale tell you to go home?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, then you shouldn't have been fired. Because
Right,
like if he
right.
told you to go home, that's not on you personally." And so she's like, "Never been done before, but I'm gonna talk to like the store leader and see if we can like
Yeah.
get you your job back."
That's cool, dude.
And then she called me back while I'm on the tour and was like, "You have your job back. Like, when can you start?" And I was like, "When do we get home?"
Next
And
month.
I was like, "Yeah." And I
Hell
told her,
yeah.
I was like,
hell
"Yeah."
yeah. Hell yeah.
And so I came back from that tour and went right back to work.
Got it.
And then I
Nice.
got fired for real like 2 months later. so
Heck yeah, at least you got a few more paychecks.
I got a couple more paychecks out of that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
dude.
But I'm not gonna lie, I felt like God walking back in that bitch.
It's awesome.
though.
I
I was
bet.
like,
Dude, I bet, dude.
y'all
Fuck you,
motherfuckers
dude.
thought you could fire me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then 2 months later, they're like, "Yes, we can," and we are actually.
That's funny. You're talking
Oh,
about
that's
Whole
great.
Foods and a bunch of punks working at Whole Foods. And back in the day, Aaron Thomas actually worked at the Starbucks with me, and I was his manager.
So dope.
And he
Nice.
kept like, I don't know, showing up late, or like people would complain, like other managers would complain about him, like, what, this guy's on his phone the entire time, you know? like, but
And look at him now.
there's
you know what I
nothing
mean?
else to do there because you're just a slow ass Starbucks inside of a Target. And
Fucking
I'm
love
like,
it.
so I had to like have conversations with Aaron, like, bro, like, I had to like be his manager, and that was
Where were you
weird.
at? Which one?
Hendersonville, man.
Yeah, copy that.
Yeah, good old Glenbrook, baby.
We're local as fuck.
Yeah, we held it down.
Starbucks,
Held it
local.
down there.
That's so dope. Yeah, Aaron Thomas. That's another Hendersonville alum.
He's cool.
So,
Shout out
do
Aaron
him and
Thomas.
Hobbs live in
Portland.
Portland now?
I don't
Yeah.
know where Hobbs is.
Yeah,
but
I'm not
Aaron's-
sure.
outside of there. I did. I was out there a couple summers ago and did my first stand up with Aaron. And
Oh, sick.
I think
no
Aaron
shit,
did
dude.
that shit. Yeah,
That's
it's called
fire.
the. It's called the. God, fucking haystack or something. I don't know what it was, but it was fucking awesome.
You did stand up?
Yeah, it was fun as hell.
That's
Did,
sick.
did
I
you
need to do
bomb
it
or was it
again, man.
cool?
In the fucking devil's armpit of Portland.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Little
Like,
sketchy
you gotta
down
be
there?
careful what you say out in Portland.
Oh,
Pretty
Oh,
hard.
shit, yeah.
And it's like, fuck it. I look like a white guy straight up going to Portland talking about, what did I talk about? Mushrooms. So it's not that big of a deal.
True.
It was about sucking dick though. So anyway.
That's what's up.
People
Yeah.
suck dick in Portland too,
They're
so like it's
big
a
time.
deal.
They're into that.
No. Like, I can tell you a story if you want.
Home of the dick suckers.
It's crazy. What's the next question, Drew?
Where are we going, bro? I mean,
Direct.
Aaron's out there in Portland.
you guys
now.
just shared some
I-
like some
I
pretty
love him.
wild like tour stories. I mean, I kind of want to know, like, from Adam's perspective, like, you know, what was touring in 2025 like this past year versus like maybe pre-pandemic or the first couple years after the pandemic?
In a personal experience, this is the first year where anybody truly gave a shit about Orthodox. So, like, we've always had like a pretty decent following from the people who like the band, and we've been good for a few years at like winning people over when they see it. But this was the first year where a lot to do with our record coming out in the summer, where like we saw like a big shift, and that was really cool to finally to go through tours with no AC where we're getting paid so little that two bands are sharing 3 benches, and like doing that for so long. Cause I mean, this band, Orthodox, has been a band since touring since 2013. And so to finally reach a point where it was like, oh, like this is going in the right direction was like, that was the coolest part of this year. So that's probably the most notable difference for us.
Dude, seeing you at Furnace Fest and then the merch line being like 50 people deep and stuff.
Dog, I've never
That
been
was crazy.
It felt like it felt like I was working a shift at some place. We literally had a line that like went out 10 or 15 people and then was going both directions, 20
That
to
was-
30 people each
It was
way.
amazing. You had a good spread
was-
too, man.
Thank you.
I ended up copping one of the the movie t-shirt.
Yeah, that's a good
That
one.
was a
Shout
cool
out
one.
Olivia.
Oh,
Jackson.
she killer.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
shit
she's
is
killer.
sick.
Rules,
Yeah.
dude.
Makes you money.
Makes me money.
Yeah, look at your
Olivia?
hat.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Olivia rules.
Yeah, she's
But
dope.
did she design the bad luck stuff or
She didn't do the original like cat head logo or like this, but pretty much everything that's all on our trailer and truck and the like most all of our artwork is done by her at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
unreal talented. And I guess she's
insane.
like, I don't know what her new job is, but she posted something about her commissions getting closed, and it's like, that's devastating. So,
Oh dang.
Mhm.
yeah.
I didn't know.
I think she's working for a label like MC. Maybe I'm off on the MCA or something like that.
That's amazing.
I saw it
Good for her.
recently. Yeah,
They got a good one.
I
Yeah,
hope
she
she's
did
awesome.
the.
I need to
I
have
hope
her.
she doesn't tell me no next time I need her. You know, like she's such an integral part.
You'd be like,
Of
hey,
what we
whatever
do
I'm
now.
paying you, I'll
Yeah,
pay you
yeah.
exactly that.
I mean, she
right,
kills it,
right.
dude. Like we owe a lot of
Yeah.
our branding.
She did
success to her.
the collab shirt too.
Yeah.
that we did the Bad Luck Orthodox one. Yeah, she's dope. But yeah,
She's sick.
Furnace Fest was awesome.
Yeah,
That was
I
an
had a great
experience.
time, man.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
cool to see you guys rip there. And another thing I wanted to talk about, since we got both Andy and Adam in the same room, and I'm sure Josh, you were at the show, but the outdoor show that
Josh
Orthodox
wasn't
split.
at the show.
You weren't there?
Actually.
Well, I wasn't there either.
I wasn't either.
I unfortunately didn't make it, but
Look at the time.
Andy and I had very wildly different experiences that day. So that's
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
let's
mine
hear.
was
Let's
just-
hear about it. Yeah.
There, your outdoor show. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was just like insanely busy being inside of a food truck making a shit ton of cheeseburgers. You know, like it wasn't like necessarily exciting or fun for me. You know, like just because like I do have fun. Like I really prefer as far as like a cheeseburger shift, which I don't. I mean, Adam works with us now, and he knows like. I'm not really in there making cheeseburgers every day anymore, but like when I get to it, like is kind of a treat because like the running the business is the shitty part. The making the cheeseburgers is, you know, you just make cheeseburgers. It's
Yeah.
pretty sick. And I like the ones that are like really fast paced and really busy. And that was what that was, you know, it's just
Actually,
like,
I've never asked you how y'all did that day, so that's good to know.
it was good. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember anything about like how many we did or anything, but it, you know, it was a successful fun. Like anytime you're just like not standing around and you're actually making food, like that's when it's kind of like being on stage a little bit. Like when you're in the middle of a like crazy rush, like, and you're just like, all you can focus on is the job at hand and doing it well and perfecting your craft and all that. Anyway, I'm getting too deep into cheeseburgering, but it was really fun. It was awesome. And to like, it kind of goes like the thing I was saying about being a part of the Gidma stuff, like just that Adam cares about me and what I'm doing and like cares about Bad Luck enough to like allow us to be a part of what, I mean, that's his day. Like that is Orthodox day. And like, it's all about them. But for him to even like, our name was on the flyer of like presenting, which we didn't really do anything to present. And like, we're part of a collab t-shirt that people went and bought a t-shirt for his band, but it's got my brand on it too. Like just that we're a part of something that has zero to do with us, really. We're just there making cheeseburgers, but like Adam cares enough about the city and cares about what we're doing and about me and to give back. It is, you know, like I feel like PLEA was really into giving back to all the other bands that were around when we were all around, and to see that happen now with all the bands that are doing the same thing to local businesses, or like the fact that he's sitting here shouting out Olivia right now, you know, like it's all about giving back to anybody that's doing the same thing to try to high tides raise all ships. That thing, like it's true, dude. The better that Adam does, the better that Josh is going to do, the better that all the Nashville local bands are going to keep rising. Is if Adam keeps going, they're all, you know, I'm not putting the weight of the world on you.
No pressure.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying,
Fuck
like,
this guy.
yeah, you know, and like
You
if
keep looking
Lethal
at the
Method keeps killing it, then like, you know, fucking Oscar's band's going to keep killing it.
Bring
Like,
the fourth
Yeah.
wall.
it's cool. I love
No,
it.
I think that's the best way to think about it, and it's the healthiest way to approach music. And everybody's ego should just take a back seat to what's happening. You
For
know
sure.
what I mean? And it's not about you and your band. all the time. You know what I mean? Like yeah. But that was the Sounds of Loss, A Door Left Open release show, right? Technically.
So technically, the release show was the following day at Basement East, where we did our tour package for that summer, which was us, Mugshot, Muerta, and From Joy, and then we had Inclination and Year of the Knife added onto that show. But the plan was always it was like, how can we do? We're not a big enough band to where we can do some big blowout, huge show, right? But we're getting to a point now to where we can start to actually sell some tickets in town. And I was like, what can we do to make this release more of a celebration than just like a gig that we happen to put the album art on the flyer? And so for the longest, like me, Wes Breedwell, and Grant Evans went and scouted outdoor spaces in November of 2024, so that we could figure out where we wanted to try to put this show that happened on June 20th of this year, of 2025. And we went to a couple different places where I'm like, oh, if and when we're worth thousands of tickets, this would be great. And then we drove by the Basement, and I was like, this is perfect. And we got in contact with Gil, who's the same guy that I've gone through, Gil Costello, who does, he was the talent buyer there, and he also is who had helped me get shows at Basement East prior. I don't know if who we went through for the PLEA shows or not, but I got in contact with him about it, and he's like kind of an old hardcore guy himself. He's like, dude, I've wanted to do a show. They do like folk shows in the parking lot out there. They've done that. But he's like, I've wanted to do a hardcore show forever. But he was like, my only concern is our stage. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, it's old, it's rickety, it's kind of rotting in places. Like, I just don't think that people jumping off of that is going to do well. So then me and shout out Matt Stevens, Lego.
Hell yeah.
Took it upon ourselves with some help from Wes as well to like figure out, okay, what do we need to do to make this stage show ready? And I hate that I can't remember the welder who, I can't remember his name right now, but Lego had a guy who welded separate frames for us to then build the stage up. And of course we show up the day before to build it. And of course, we were thinking it would take us 3 to 4 hours. It took us from 4 p.m. until 2 a.m. to actually build this thing.
Man.
And then we had to be back at 11 the next day to like actually set up the production and sound check. Because we ran into all sorts of different issues that you would never anticipate with building. You built a million stages, but what we didn't realize was, so their metal framing had just had rounded. We had rounded steel cut to fit the legs, and it didn't fit. And so the first issue was that the wooden legs that were in the original frame had dry rotted to the inside and then expanded and basically became a part of the framing. So we had to get like hammer drills and just chunk the wood out of the inside of this frame for hours. Yeah. And it was a all hands on deck effort, and still took 2 or 3 trips to Home Depot, 1 trip to Little Caesars, and me crashing out only once. But like there was a moment where I was like, I can't believe this isn't going to work. And then that same day, we also, so one of the coolest shots I think for me of that day is like having our banner hanging from the basement's
it's
balcony. It was fucking awesome. Like when I step back and look, and even looking at pictures of that, I'm like, that makes us look like we're famous. We are not.
But show
like,
looks insane.
It looks so sick. And what was crazy was that we had a banner made that was even bigger, that just had the Nashville Hates You on it with like our trademark at the bottom. And we had it made for a tour with that band, The Ghost Inside, that got canceled the fall prior. Yeah. And so we literally had never unfolded it, because it was like an 18 by 18, just big son of a bitch of a banner. Like where am I going to unfold that? Right. So we've never unfolded it. I get it on top of the balcony and I drop it down, and it literally has been printed incorrectly to where the top of the banner over the seam has like half of the word hates you, and Nashville is arched at the bottom. And I was like, okay,
damn.
Problem number 1. Here we are. Awesome. Yeah. And
oh no.
Actually, that was the day prior before building the stage, because we were going to do that was where we were going to like promote where the show was and like have a little content video of like that dropping behind me and all this cool shit. And I was like, well, that's out the window now. So we'll figure out what else we need to do.
Yeah.
But then all that happened. And so for that to finally, like, it all worked, showed up the next day and everything's set up. We're good to go. And then people, at that point now, it's like, let's hope that all the people who shared this post actually show up.
Mm-hmm.
You pulled in the truck and it's like, okay, cool. It's real now. Like, we're here, we're doing this. And so many people piled into that parking lot. It was
yeah, it's cool.
Unbelievable.
There's no way to track like a free show like that. You just don't know, you know, like
and
at least with ticket sales, you can be like, oh, we got this many, and on average, these many people show up afterwards. But like when there's just a free show, you're like, I have no clue.
And we deliberately didn't, because ticket sales for the show the next day weren't where we wanted them to be. We deliberately didn't announce it until like a week prior. We were going to do a 2-week promo, but we were like, no, we need to get this show a little bit further along. And we figure if we announce a free show the day prior, it's like, well, that's going to kill the show the next day. So we didn't do it. So we're like, I hope, my brain was like, I hope like 300 people show up. And people were like, there's going to be more than that. I was like, yeah, if 300 people show up, it'll look good. I think we had like close to 700 people.
That's incredible, dude.
There. And
a lot of people told me that, like, oh, I went to both shows.
Yeah,
you know
which was also what was nuts is like that show was crazy, and then our show the next day was like on a scale of like experience. I think the outdoor one was probably the coolest show that I've ever had a hand in putting together, just because Nashville has not had something like that since like the flood benefit with like I think PLEA Alert the Sky back in like 2010. You know, on like the basketball court. And even that it was a Rocketown thing, so it was like not as, I don't want to call it DIY, but like it wasn't as communal, like in the way of like that was sort of separate of the Nashville community. It was like Rocketown was its own thing. And like looking out, there was multiple points where I would be like on the balcony looking down, and so many of my friends sent pictures of me like up, like just on this huge like four-story rail, just looking down at everybody. And there's moments where I was like, I have to stop myself from crying because I just can't believe how sick this is. Like watching like Twin Stacks play, and there's like all this greenery and like a cool wall, and floods of people, and a burger truck in the background. It was just like the coolest looking thing, and I was like, I can't believe that this all came together. Like this is unreal. So yeah, that was.
Well,
so sick.
It was an incredible job that you did putting that together, man. It's crazy to hear the story about it. One of my favorite things is Courtney Hale's VHS coverage of that show. It's just really fun to watch. Like
300 days of the year. How many are those actually? You know, I mean, like in a 300-day year, there's probably at least 30 of those days that weren't an actual show.
10% of your day is off day, which is
doing something, you know,
standard, I'd say.
But as long as we were sleeping on Justin's couch in St. Louis, we didn't have to have rent.
Were you couchers?
At a place. Yeah. We're just staying at people's
we sleep
houses.
in the van.
We vice versa. If you can't find a house, then sleep in the van for sure. We've done both.
We build the bunks in and then sleep there for the rent reason, but also because we got burned way too many times at like showing up. People being like, "Yeah, we got a bunch of couches. You guys can come hang," and then it's like a love seat that a dog pisses
disgusting.
on.
Like we definitely got to a point at one point where we're like, okay, we don't stay at people's houses anymore unless you already have a connect in that town. But you know, it'd be back and forth, and then towards the very end of the band, when we were only a 4-piece and we had a computer playing half our shit, like that's when we actually started making money. Like the last year, pretty much once we had decided we were going to break up, that's about the time that we started actually making money, which is funny. But like once we only had 4 members, we didn't have a trailer anymore. We went back to the thing where you put your gear in the fucking van with you, and then we could afford to sleep in hotel rooms every night. Because like we were like, you know,
you could fit all your merch.
Yeah, it was insane. But we would just do merch drops. Like towards the end, we would just like do merch drops places. You know?
Wow.
But yeah, that was like the key in making money was like once we scaled back members and scaled back like expense. Like, you know, we had a 7x16 fucking trailer and all that, you know, and it's crazy, and had 2 full stacks on both sides and 2 base cabs. Like we did the thing. We were trying to like we were trying to be ABR, like you fake it till you make it. So like we bought everything to look like we were the biggest band in the world. Did that for a while. It didn't fool anybody. And then we're like, okay, let's go back to fucking half stacks and cram everything inside of a van. And that's when we made money.
I always remember wondering how you guys fit in the van with all the cabinets and, with two 412s.
And me and John are both huge dudes. Like, right. I'm big this way, he's big this way.
Also,
like,
Aaron had that kick drum that was as long as the couch you're sitting on.
Yeah, it was not easy for sure.
Like, it was so
I remember
deep.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
We're kind of talking about how touring used to be for PLEA, and Adam was asking Andy some questions before I press record, but so Andy, you were saying that PLEA for Purging toured like 300 days a year or around that for how many years?
In the beginning, dude, for the first couple of years, we broke 300 shows 2 years in a row.
So
and it may be
crazy.
Well, let me rephrase because Adam questioned that. We broke 300 days on the road,
which is still crazy.
So you had a couple off days in there.
So a couple off days here and there, yeah.
That still counts,
and then
gone.
like as time goes on, one, it just takes a toll on you, so you're slowing down. Two, you start realizing that if you're playing Wichita, Kansas every 3 weeks or whatever, then you're worth nothing there. And so you're gonna continually only make $100 if you play the same town over and over and over and over. So you have to start scaling back, so then your name is worth more, so you make a little more money. But like, yeah, it was just like I don't know if the video caught it or not. It was the only way to make enough money as the size band we were, is just you just stay on the road, because we didn't make enough money to get apartments and stuff. It was like the last year of the band that I found, like, Rachel moved to Nashville, we got an apartment together, and we could afford a $500 a month apartment.
That's insane,
like,
bro.
That's like, and you can't even find that in Nashville now. But like, we just did not make money, but we like could stay on the road and play shows. And
this is just crazy because like we were on the road for like a little over 100 days this year, played a little over 80 shows, and I can't imagine. Mainly because, like, as I get older,
that mic closer to you, man. Sorry.
So we were on the road for like,
there you go.
like 100 days or so, and the thing that is harder for me as I get older is like how much life doesn't stop here when we're out there. Like the amount of, like, I've known Josh for what, 15
something like
years,
that, yeah.
And it's like the amount of things that, like, especially because he's basically running shit in the Nashville like hardcore scene now.
No.
Okay. He's helping run shit in the Nashville hardcore scene. Is that better? Do you feel better now?
Sure.
And it's like the amount of things that I see him doing, and like with help from like Kiana and Jack and Cody, and like all these people are doing these things, and it's like a part of the scene that has made what my life is. And it's like all this stuff happens, and I come back and I feel like the outsider of the group, because all this stuff happens and everyone sees each other so many times when you're gone. And that's just the example of like within the hardcore community. That doesn't just include like people at your job, your family, your other friends. Like, so just the way that life never stops, but you have to live away from where your actual life is. That's where I'm like 300 days on the road. I don't know how. I don't think I could do that. That's unbelievable.
It was like, I mean, I have all these friendships like from 20 years ago that were pre-PLEA, that when I got on the road with PLEA and joined them and took off, like all of these relationships took a backseat. Like, my best friends in the world took a backseat, and I got these new best friends because I'm spending all this time with them all the time. So when the band was over, I had a lot of repairing to do. That because I am a out of sight, out of mind guy. Like, even like you asked earlier, how close are all the PLEA guys? I love Aaron Eckerman so much. Like, he is my homie. Do I talk to him hardly ever? Not really, because I'm a laser focused. Right now, it's all about cheeseburgers, cheeseburger, right? And so, like, that's how the band was, laser focused. All these people are just on the outside. And then I had to come home in 2012 and be like, hey, I'm sorry, I forgot about you for 6 years. Can we repair our friendship? And some of those repaired easier than the other ones. But you know, there's, if you're chasing a dream, you know, and some people handle all the shit better, but like you're chasing your thing, like you got to give everything you got to it if you really believe in it. And some relationships and shit fracture because of it, which is hard. Luckily, all my friends know that I'm a fucking fuck up, and they give me grace. And like, I got a lot of really good people in my life that have like ebbed and flowed in and out of my life, and always accepted me back and supported me, which is cool.
It's just wild also when you think of like with touring in particular, every decision you make in every other facet of your life is based around from what you can afford to live in or where you live, to the job that you have, to the, you know, romantic companion. Like, can you handle me being gone? Like, every single decision that you make is based around the fact that you're going to be gone for chunks of time, which is obviously, there's a lot of jobs in you know, real life that do the same thing. But like, when I think back to every single thing that I've done since I got out of high school was based around the idea that like, I'm going to be on the road.
Yeah.
And so earlier you were like, oh, I thought I was going to be a lifer. It's like, well, that was your life. You did that. Like, you literally were already, just because you aren't going to be on the road until you're 90, thank God. Like, then that doesn't mean you're not a lifer. It's one of those things where it impacts people in ways that will always carry on. And then also, like, the sacrifices you made don't hold less value because you're not still doing it. And that's something that I have to, because it kind of goes back to like the way that you're an outsider in your own community whenever you're doing that kind of thing. Like, kind of back to like going to shows and such, you feel like, I see all these people that are like, oh, these are close groups of friends that like, I'm friends with these people. But when I step in the circle, they're all talking about what they did last week. And the only question they have for me is like, how was tour?
Sure.
And so like, that's like one of those weird sacrifices that you make where people admire that you did it. And then people admire the work that you put in and the things that you do. And so like, whether or not that you continue to do it for the rest of your life or not, like, it still has its impact and it still leaves its footprint. And also, like, I think the fact that you and Cody laid so many steps into those communities, that's what helps with something that's so DIY as a burger truck, is the fact that people are like, oh, like, it's grown so far past like the guy from PLEA and the wedding and all that at this point. But like, that for sure was like the groundwork you laid in this 10,000 hours made the next 10,000 hours a little easier to like grow because of that.
Sure. Yeah,
so it's definitely one of those things where, but as you were saying, like, you put everything into it. If you put everything into it and it's sincere for the right reasons, it will give back in other ways, which is good.
Sure. Yeah.
I was kind of curious, like, your business sense. You know, my memories of PLEA, you guys always had like the biggest t-shirt spread, you know, like duffel bags of merch, you know, like you guys were moving a lot of merch back then. And like, I could tell just by like seeing you guys at a couple shows, like, this band knows a little bit more than we do about merch, guys, you know, like, so I'm curious, like, how much of your business sense came from being in a touring band?
Dude, all of it. Like, I mean, I think like everything I have in my life, like from social to my wife to business to being just a well-grounded human being, came from being in a band and the heavy music scene and the shit that, like, all of it. Iron sharpens iron. All these kids growing up together trying to learn how to be good humans and like failing and triumphing and like just being there to pick each other up. But like on a business level, like you are trying to just survive every day and make enough money to do the next day. I need to make enough money today so that we can do tomorrow. That was like what being in a band was. And so you just make all these minute decisions, all these small decisions that like make the bottom line as tight as possible and make the revenue as high as you can for what you're dealing with. And that's the same way that me and Cody operate. It's just like spend as little amount of money as possible. Me and Cody, as owners of the business, try to take as little money as possible to make it make sense for us, so that we can put all the money back into it. Because that's how PLEA operated. The first like 3 years of PLEA, no one got anything. Like it was like $2, $3 maybe a day. Like zero money so that because our van we owned, our trailer we owned, the guitars the band owned, the cabs the band owned, the drums the band owned. Like, we put all the money into it so that it could be as successful as it could be. So the same thing happens with the cheeseburger thing, where like Cody and I, like, I mean, we're not paying our guys like the craziest money ever, but we give them as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And we like try to spend money on everything we can to make the environment better and your experience as someone coming to eat a cheeseburger better. And hopefully one day it all pays off and we make a little bit better money. But like, it's just, you got to spend money. One of our guys said the other day, it's not, you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
You just got to spend money to spend money. You just got to spend money so that you can spend more money tomorrow. And that's what it is, dude. But, if you can make people smile at the end of the day, whether you're playing music, my whole thing, not to get all fucking hippy dippy, but my whole thing is love and like trying to make the world a better place. Everything's crazy. We could get into the crazy political conversation right now. The world is fucking exploding every day. If I can, 10 years ago, if I can make a song that connects with somebody on a deep level of, or even just they want to mosh their dick off, whether it's like they just want to mosh or they want to connect with me about my mom dying, like, beautiful. And right now, like, I'm past that. Now I make cheeseburgers for a living. I know it's just like a cheeseburger you just got to eat every day. But if for 10 minutes you're experiencing joy because you're tasting some shit that tastes good and there's some cool music playing and there's some badass shit that Olivia drew on the side of our trailer to look at, and you have 10 minutes of solidarity and comfort because I had something to do with that, fuck yeah, dude. The world's, if I can like do the tiniest bit to make the world better on a daily level. So
well, I think you've achieved that, man, with your company. And my wife and I sure love it. And, Christian and I, he's one of the co-hosts of this show. Like, when we were at Furnace Fest, those freaking burgers kept us alive for like 3 days.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
That's the only thing I ate.
We ate two, you could eat two of them, and then you were good for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like
it was straight
they sustained you. How many guys that are working on for Bad Luck Burger on the truck are in a band?
Dude, it's hard. You got Luke, you got Christian now, Adam, you got, there's
Nate.
4 got Nate. So that's, and then there's 4 other guys that are in a band together. Like the majority of the staff. Oh, and now we got,
Jack is starting.
new Nate, and we got Jack.
Yeah.
I mean, the majority of everybody that works for us play in a band or have played music or whatever.
So by buying a Bad Luck Burger, you're helping the scene
for sure,
simultaneously while getting fed.
Yeah,
So-
and all those just like I want to hire dudes. I don't want this whole thing to be about my burger restaurant, but like I want to hire dudes that like I want Adam. I know Adam's got his own dreams, but like my goal is to make Bad Luck a place that is so great to work at that he will not want to leave. You know what I mean? Even though like our goal is that everybody chases their dreams, and like burgers is not Adam's dream. But if I can keep trying to make it better, he has a totally different way of viewing it because he just started. He could like say, oh, it's just making cheeseburgers in a shitty fucking trailer, which is exactly what it is. But like our goal is to just continue to keep making it better and like more equitable for our employees the longer they stay with us. And hopefully like our dream becomes their dream. And then like, we got a dude, Ed, he's been working with us. He's our longest standing employee. He's been with us for, a year after we started. So we've been going like 5 years almost. He's been with us like 4 years. And our hope is that Ed never leaves, and that it just keeps growing.
That's sweet. Yeah, and like band dudes need somewhere to work when they're not on tour. They need a way to make money, and it sounds like that's a really cool way to do it.
That's literally how I got the job. Was literally I don't know how the conversation even came up, but I think you were stressed about something to do with Bad Luck, and I happened to be around you, and I was like, hey, if you guys ever need somebody to like help, just let me know. I'd be glad to like pick up shifts. You're like, oh, we've actually been like really wanting to do that, and then it took us like 4 months for the timing to work out, but
here we are, dude.
Here we are. Yeah.
Well, it's impressive what you've done with it, man, and people, other touring bands that I've met that aren't from Nashville will talk about Bad Luck. Like some of the guys from Acacia Strain.
Yeah, they're always blowing me up on the internet.
dude.
They're nice, dude. It's cool.
Yeah, they love your stuff. I was kind of curious about Rado, like about your process of making art, man, and also kind of how that ties in with your show, Make It Perfect. When it comes to actually making a painting, is it something that you sort of think of before you start painting, or do you just like paint regularly on a daily basis and like what comes out? Does that question make sense?
Yeah. I think it used to be like that. I used to paint a lot more than I do now. And I used to hear painters say there's more looking than painting when you're painting. And I was like, well, that's ridiculous because you're not painting. But now that I'll work on a painting for months because I just come in and look at it for a longer time to be like, okay, what needs to happen here? What needs to go away? What am I fighting? What do I need to like process in myself while I work? Am I in the frame of mind to like be able to respect these materials enough to do this? So there is a lot more looking, and I noticed that I look at aesthetics more now. Like in my house, there's a ceiling fan, a vaulted ceiling, and one light gives one shadow of the ceiling fan. The ceiling fan's white, and then the other light gives off a more gray shadow. So I'll sit there and just look at it and try to figure out, what am I missing? You know what I mean? Like, what am I not seeing here? So I'll notice a random tiny change of value of color on the edge of a shadow. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I can apply that stuff to my work.
Wow.
And I wish I had more time to make deeper work, because right now I'm trying to grease my wheels and keep these drawings going that I'm doing. And I work on the show and do paintings like that, but it's like the time that there was a time when I would talk about my painting and I would tear up because I was so close to it. And it's like, unless, I don't know, maybe you're playing a riff sometime and it's just the most beautiful thing that came out of nowhere, and you have to sit for, granted, you might lose the riff or whatever, but you just sit there and you're like, God, the enmeshment of those two pieces of aliveness are together, and the way they interact and the way they interplay just brings something up in you that fills your soul, you know? And so that's how I look at making art now. And I used to just paint. It's weird. I used to just paint for fun. And I want to get back to that place, because that's an important piece of this. But now I think I paint to stay alive, and I paint to figure out the ways that my thinking could be abusive to my experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you made everything that we've said up to the show sound like dog shit.
Well, dude, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing.
You about to make me swallow.
Here's the thing. I'm over here being like, God, I miss you guys. And I miss being involved. I miss what you're talking about, the communal aspect, because painting, there's an aspect of my personality that is incredibly isolating. And I realize how much I isolate myself. And then I start painting, which is the most solo gig you can ask for. And I'm over hearing you tour, you getting busted for weed and maybe going to fucking jail. And like, you know, it's like, and you always got your girl with you. And I fucking love that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know you're more than just his girl, but
yeah, Key is just off camera here.
It's like, I miss that aspect of my life, you know? Yeah. And, so I may have.
We miss you too.
Well, thanks, dog. Thank you. And I can spend time in that space of wrapping up a whole sentiment in a couple sentences. That's real cool. But I tell you, that's a lonely place to be doing that all the time. But I know the world needs that kind of insight that I have through all this. But I need to mix more with the communal human aspect of everyday life. I need that in my life.
I feel like painting is one of those things where, like, man,
We're back.
you may never know.
What's
like,
that? Sorry.
Sorry, man. I'm
No,
not trying
no,
to.
go
I'm
ahead,
not trying
go
to
ahead.
jump.
No,
That's something I'm
please
trying to
do.
work on, man.
It's
is like
okay.
just,
Me too, and my shit too, bro. It's hard.
The wheels are turning in my
Yeah.
head while you're
Want
talking.
to make sure everybody's cool
because
and have a
I'm
good time.
stoked, yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
I have 2 questions for you.
All right.
So
You just cut off Drew.
Yeah. Drew,
Did I?
what do you got? Come on, you were going
No.
somewhere. Go for it.
That's my bad,
Well, you know, just
I'm gonna take
what
on
you're
this
talking about, like
microphone,
with
dog.
painting, like you may never know the impact that you have as a painter, because
Yeah.
people are going to see your work
Yeah.
maybe hundreds of years from now or something potentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with music, you kind of get a little bit of that instant gratification. When you're in a rock band, there's 400 people that are like, Orthodox,
Right there.
fuck yeah, I'm ready to mosh.
Yeah.
Like you get kind of the immediate like response.
Mm-hmm.
But what's crazy is like you're able to connect with people through time.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I think there's something
Oh, that's
there's
a
something
cool way
to
to look at
that,
that.
you know. So, but
Wow.
what were you gonna say, man? Sorry.
Oh no,
Thanks,
you're
Drew.
good. Andy just made me look like a huge asshole on camera. It's fine, but like,
That's what I'm
You
here
do
for.
that all by
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
man.
no, my questions were. First one is there a certain type of, just as you were talking about like everything to do with the light from the ceiling fan and all this stuff, is there a certain time of day that you like to paint based on both where light hits and what you feel creatively?
Mm. That's a good question, Adam.
Thank you.
If I'm in a frame of mind where I am working on something emotionally, it'll be in the night. And that's when everything's mostly still. That's later at night. I don't do that as much anymore because got 5-year-old. I'm fucking, this dude is up at 6:30 poking me in the head. You know what I mean? You know, it's like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. Love you, dude. Love you. And anytime I poke at him, I'll try to, because I know he's going to maybe watch this shit. I'm like, love you, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I enjoy painting in the evening and at night. Burning the midnight oil, you know what I mean? Because it's quiet, it's still. During the day feels a little more vulnerable, even if I'm alone. Just because there is light, there is something to be seen at that point. And but I feel like I'm more of a member of the world when I paint during the day.
Like you're clocked in like a
Yeah,
job.
yeah,
almost.
totally. Yeah. It's more industrial feeling at that point, and you know. But as far as light is concerned, it's always nice to kind of have some absence of the world when you're trying to create a world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
And trying
Yeah.
to bring this world out. You know, it's
Wow.
like there's a stillness at night that allows that. I can't believe I want to say this. Allows that stuff in me to dance more freely. You know,
okay.
so that's the
Love
Yeah.
it, bro. Love it.
The clocking in aspect kind of is like
Yeah.
also goes to my other question, because you talked about how now that you've got all these other things that you're doing, you don't focus on that as much. And I feel like the more serious that like Orthodox releases became, the less I wrote unless we were writing for a release.
totally.
And so I didn't know if maybe you were in a similar mindset where now that you have things like Make It Perfect, which is going to blow up one day. I'm just putting that out there.
Thank you.
Now that you have something where it's like, okay, I have a dedicated thing that I am obligated, even if it's just internal. I have this internal obligation. I have to do this. I have to produce this product. Do you think you do maybe inadvertently do certain things less because you now know that that has to be done somewhere else?
Yeah. Yeah. I think what I do less is love what I do.
I feel
And,
that. Yeah.
you know, and I think that's the art of it, is allowing your heart to be present while you have to do the mundane things you have to do, you know? And like my son will be just, right now he's asking, he doesn't give a shit about the answer. He's ready for the next question to be why. It's like, what is that? That's a doormat, buddy. Why? Well, because we want to wipe our feet off when we have fucking questions, you know? Why do we wipe our feet off, dude? So I've started being like, well, why do you think we wipe our, you know what I'm saying? It's it's like, but now when I talk to myself about that or talk about him doing that in the moment, I'm like, fuck. But now I'm laughing. And I think that is the sweet spot of where the real conduction lies between your thinking brain and your feeling heart. And I think that is the spot that if I can maintain it and not even balance it, but just understand that I'm in either at either time and stay aware of the other part of it, I think that's where we can actually love what we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Best answer I got.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also just want to point out, just for the sake of your brain, the moment you start talking, literally all four of us are like,
straight up.
Like,
That was some special.
You got a lot of insight, I think.
That was some special shit, bro.
I love it.
like otherwise, the rest of the time we're all like, yeah, dude,
I
like
love
fucking
that, though.
breakdowns and
Dude.
cheeseburgers.
And notice I'm silent.
And then
I'm
you're-
silent during
Well,
that.
yeah,
you know?
so, but you're also like you're
Making
still
dick
like,
jokes.
But like the moment you started talking, literally all of us were like,
Well,
Yeah.
man, thanks.
Ryan's
There's just-
he's an emotionally intelligent motherfucker.
dude is
yeah.
different.
It's also like I feel like
EMFMF. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
there's
actually
also
pretty
like
good.
there's something to
Yeah.
do with like
Yeah.
anybody can say the right words, but if you're not the right person to say it, nobody's gonna fucking care. And so I think that there's a certain, you can teach a vocabulary, but like there's not, I don't want to use the word aura because that's such a Gen Z,
I know what you mean,
whatever
though.
internet
Yeah.
fucking thing to say
Yeah.
nowadays. But like
Yeah.
literally there is like an aura about the way that you just present energy or thought or what have you that I feel like draws people to want to hear what you're saying. And I don't know if it's because you've come to these conclusions through struggles that a lot of people don't have to deal with, but
like that one.
yeah, exactly. But
yeah.
within that, I think that's also why we're talking about how what you put in blossoms in other places. Some places, like I genuinely feel like whether it's Make It Perfect or whatever you do, like I'm very excited to see. And it's not to even say that you're struggling in what it is that you're doing now.
No, I am.
Okay. Well, whenever you stop eating shit, I'm excited to see what's on your mind. This is essentially what I'm like, you know.
There might be shit the whole time. You know what I mean?
There's
Hey,
always some.
what's that? Sorry.
I was just
Yeah, there is, bro. There really is. I just want to say to you specifically and you,
Sorry.
the just inviting me to do the things with you that you have. And like when you were talking about, I'm just stoked to be a part of all this stuff. In my mind, I'm like, fuck you, Andy, because I'm in here just feeling like, God, I want to feel that more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when I back myself down and I can listen to the part of me that doesn't have to defend myself, I can access that part. And I say that, thank you for letting me be a part and asking me to be a part and valuing what I do enough to be a part of what you're doing. Thank you multiple times, dude. And likewise, man, like being a part of my show and just being happy to see me.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, dude, I'm telling you,
I love
man.
you.
Thank you. I love you too, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad that I get to be a part of what you're doing too in ways. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So it's been a long time that we've been fucking around and doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
And like I joke about being narcissistic all the time, and like we've had so many conversations. Like I'm a narcissist. Like I am in the purest definition of the word.
No, you're
but
not.
like, but I'm aware of it. Like, and I like to do it with a joke and with funny and like. You know, I'm very self-aware that I'm just a bald fucking fat dude, but I walk around like my shit doesn't stink and I'm the coolest guy in the world because, like, that's who I had to be when I was, like, a trailer park kid.
Totally,
I had to fake it till I make it. I had to, like, become that character. So, like, I have to keep my shit in check and not make everything a joke about me and about how cool I am.
Like self-deprecating stuff?
Yeah, like I do that. Like the very beginning of this was like, is this whole thing going to be a competition about who's better? You know, like
I already had
I could do that. I could do that this entire podcast, but like it's you know, it's not it's not going to benefit the podcast, and the whole, it's just going to like allow me to make jokes, you know, and that's not what this is about. But I do want to talk about Rado and like
back what
we were talking about is
jizzed on my shirt.
I mean, we're
this fucking big black dong jizzed on my shirt. Edit.
Like I like this. The idea of this whole thing and us getting together was cool to me because like there's such a wide swath of years and ages and the different let's just say generations of Nashville music. But like even though we're in the same generation, but like, what are you? You're 48?
48.
I'm 44.
Don't say
like,
it.
So we're like, we're the old guys compared to, you know, there's us and them or whatever. But then like, and I consider us peers. But in the beginning, I was just this small town kid, and I came and I saw you play. Like, I don't even remember what stage it was, but or what show it was. But
Indie or something.
Yeah, like you played. I saw y'all play multiple times. Y'all played at the end with maybe Beloved, or it might have been
Colson.
Did Colson play with Thursday at the end?
No, but
no,
God,
oh no, I can't remember. Anyway,
fuck y'all.
It's the truth. I can't remember. But I saw y'all play multiple shows. But anyway, what I'm saying is like you were already in Nashville before me. Being a part of the scene, growing it, building it, it was so much smaller than I came in. Like then we're like it's just cool to see all the different levels and years of like you put in a lot of work. I put in a lot of work. You put in a lot of work. You have put in a lot of work and are still putting in a lot of work. And like it's beautiful to not only just on a local level see that growth, but this is like some old head bullshit. Like, but I, you know, watching Turnstile and you know, Knocked Loose, those two bands, like, and all these bands, like, the heavy music is just at such a huge level right now. But like
crazy.
When I saw Turnstile play with Blink at Bridgestone, like I Andy have nothing to do with Turnstile and their success. I don't know any of those guys. I have zero to do with them. But I start thinking about how us as a community, like all these little scenes all over the country and all over the world, like put in so much work for years and years and years playing like Indie Nuts and VFWs and the Muse and like all this shit to where like all our individual like efforts culminated to a band like Turnstile being able to do what they're doing.
I think it's connected for sure.
To do what they're doing. And like I like, even though I don't deserve any pride in it, I felt pride watching Turnstile and in Bridgestone. It was crazy. It felt like emotional to me. And like
that's so cool
to just see bands keep growing and do something that like I put like many years from like the first band I ever started in my little small town to the last PLEA show. Like I have so much effort in, like I was doing it for me, but like I have a lot of effort in like trying to grow this thing. You know what I mean? And as do all of y'all. And like, you know, I'm thankful for the time that you did before me. And like we could do a whole podcast about all the bands that you helped rise.
Yeah, I forget
you know
about
what I mean?
That part. Yeah,
like,
that's
you
right.
know,
yeah,
and like
true.
there's just so much work that you did to make this scene what it is on a national and international level. Like, you know, and like maybe a lot of people don't know that about your past, but like it's crazy that like we all are getting to reap the benefits of all the stuff that people have done prior to us and the little bit that we've all done.
Yeah, totally, dude.
To add to it. It's beautiful.
That's a really cool
true.
perspective. Holy cow.
True.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, also too,
It's
man,
well
like
articulated.
it wasn't like in vain either, because you know a lot of times we maybe don't want to say stuff like this because you don't want to sound like you're punishing somebody or anything. But like, dude, when I was 12 or 13, like y'all were like role models to me.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
Worker, PLEA, like all the, those are my first shows ever, man.
Wow.
And I saw Worker and saw PLEA, and I was like, this is what I want to do.
No shit.
You know what I mean? I was like, I just want to
yeah.
be a part of this shit. You know what I mean? And And it's just cool. It's just cool to see how, you know, I was just a dumb kid from Hendersonville that was really, really inspired and motivated by what y'all were doing, and probably wouldn't be doing the stuff that I'm doing now without those very formative experiences 100%. For me, you know,
for sure.
And that's a really cool, special thing to all
Wow.
be here together now.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool.
Thanks for saying so.
Thanks.
That's the same. Like, I just remember like going to shows and seeing bands and just being like, I just want that so
100%,
bad.
dude.
I just want to be rolling out of a shitty fucking conversion van with my buddies and play at the Muse. You know, like I didn't have much higher dreams than that.
No, totally. I like,
know?
dude, when I was in middle school, like the coolest people in the world in my mind were just like the people in the local hardcore bands in Nashville.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
cool.
I didn't even care about like anything above that. Like that was as cool as it got to me back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's cool. And like,
that's great.
Y'all are that for other kids right now. You know what I mean? And that thing will just continue to evolve and grow in years and years and years from, you know, in 15 years, there's some other kid that is going to be affected by the kid that you're you know, influencing right now. You know, it's beautiful, man. And
I remember when Worker played a show at Rocketown, and I don't know when it was, but I remember you came up to I don't know, maybe it was in the back of the White Building, maybe, or something like that. And I think we were in the process of making a band decision at that point, and you walked up, and I think you had your band on your CD, and you gave it to us, and you came up. That part is a little fuzzy, but you came up and were just talking about, like, introduced yourself and talked about how much you like Worker and our band. I remember you, little guy, dude, like at that point, you know? And I was like, and that's not like little guy. It's not like that. It's like a soft memory that I have, you know? And it's like, to see what you're up to now, there's a little jealousy in me. And there's also like, fuck yeah, dude. And I think because there's a few people that I see myself in when I watch them, and it's it's a little risky to say this, but for me, but it's like, it's admiration. It really is, dude. And I told you on our podcast, I didn't want to give it to him. Remember that? It's because of that little jealousy piece that I have. You know what I'm saying? But
I think that's a little bit of like a front man thing.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I have that. You know, we have that to an extent. We have that to an extent.
That's right.
Like,
There's 4 frontmen here.
Like me and Devin.
Think about that.
I thought that's why you wanted us here. I
No,
literally thought
dude,
that was
I assembled this group.
wild. Okay.
I assembled this group, man. I usually don't do that to myself, you know, like call myself out, like is that the way that you see it?
Absolutely, man. I was just like, I had no ideas. I was just like, who could we get together that wouldn't be weird, or would be a vibe, you know, but would also add a lot of value. And this was the crew that we assembled.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other amazing band members and performers out there that will be on the show.
Yeah.
Don't worry, your time's coming. But this was the crew.
I think it's cool
and
because it really
because of Rado.
it spans a large swath of Nashville music, you know, and and still have roots. I mean, you could have somebody like Hunter that was in Love Is Red, but like, is he still around? I haven't seen Hunter.
Detroit.
And yeah,
Saw
okay.
him for his fest.
All right, hell yeah. You know, there's a whole world that like Nashville hardcore is as big as it's ever been right now. And in my time frame, everything was a little more metallic and metal focused. But like prior to my world blowing up, like Nashville hardcore had a moment in time back in the day with them and Hollywood and Trader and Through and Through and Told Her Twice, all those bands like that. Told Her Twice, dude. I saw Russ Hickman on a hike a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, like it's I don't know where I was going with that. There was a Nashville hardcore 20 years ago, and then it kind of didn't exist for a long time. It was like metalcore.
And now there's like a Southeast hardcore thing you guys have coined.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Why do I hate it? But I love that you coined it. Like, I see. Here's the thing, man. I'm gonna bitch about hardcore. I know it's all posy and flowers and shit like that.
Sure.
And I see a lot of it. I don't go to shows, so here I am, like a fucking backseat driver type of person right now. But I've like you mentioned, been invested in this shit for a long time. You know. I think there's a couple parts of that. One is that I feel like I'm missing out, and two, that I only see the highlights because I'm online. I'm doing my, doing it in a different kind of industry, doing a thing. You know what I'm saying? And I have been a person in the past who would just I felt so insecure about myself that I would just talk shit about other people doing stuff.
Of course, yeah.
And so
we've all done that.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for joining me in that, man. But it's like, I never have been a person who likes Meathead Beatdown shit.
Sure.
Ever.
Sure.
And I think sometimes when I hear that happening and I hear people talking about it as a brand or a persona and giving life to that aspect of hardcore, it makes me hate hardcore. Sure. Because I know there's so much more to hardcore. I know that conceptually hardcore is something that fucking gets kids out of their house. Come join this community. Come learn about this stuff that is like, that used to be like subculture, pretty hard subculture. That's what drew me to it. But I think when I hear bits and pieces of the violence that, hear me out.
Sure. No, you're fine, man.
I'm just like,
an old man over
yeah,
there.
thanks, dude. I'm like, oh, you're a dad, you're an old man. But the intentional directed violence. I've stopped worker shows because of that shit. I hate that shit. I'm into having a good time, mosh your ass off, do it. But one motherfucker will get a wild hair in his ass and think I'm gonna beat these 14-year-old kids' ass. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That is some meathead Neanderthal bullshit.
Yeah.
And I have never I have always been, I do think hardcore sucks, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I just do. Like, select hardcore. But I think to see if I can get the vibe back, let me look at this snake pattern.
You want me to tell you the last thing I remember you saying? You said something along Meathead Neanderthal.
Beating up people.
People at a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's asinine shit. Like, imagine this. You're a 40-year-old man and you're intimidating.
I've been there.
Right. Yes.
I'm following.
Yeah. And you're intimidating a 20-year-old kid.
Sure.
And for what? To feel good?
Yeah.
To stake your claim in something that is beautiful underneath all of the bullshit ego? Is that what you're doing? And how, I mean, I've been at Rocketown and fights happening and stuff. And granted, I know that I have this savior complex in me. I know that I want to be the arbiter of arguments. I want to be the bushing that softens the tension while simultaneously creating it. And also at Rocketown, I remember specifically it was after a worker show. So I was like juiced up from my own sauce, you know? And these kids were fighting, and I walked up and I just put my hand on this kid's shoulder, and I did it in a way that was so soft and like just loving, because I was like, yo, we don't need to do this. And the kid turned around, and right when he looked at me, I saw, he just softened. And then I go, hey, come on outside with me, you know? And then it ended the fight. And that is a gift, you know? Now, granted, I love the energy. I love watching people mosh like they are connected to the electricity that's happening. I fucking love that shit. And while that current is flowing, because y'all's music, it's aggressive. It is, my son loves Orthodox. He's 5 years old. He loves Orthodox, Poison the Well, and Turnstile.
Fire.
And he's out there. He goes, I want to listen to woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? And in the morning, I'm like, nah, dude, ain't doing it. It's fucking 7 o'clock in the morning. But after school, man, I was like, what do you want to listen to, bud? He goes, woo. And I was like, okay, let's put it on. So I'm listening to Orthodox even more because of my son. You know, get ready.
Dope.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like, and I see him back there. I sent you that video. He's fucking headbanging. I sent it to Luke, and he's like, God, he headbangs like you, and because I'm headbanging, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I can feel the expression. I can feel the rage and the violence in him. I can feel the strength coming from him because that music will bring a lot of strength, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that strength gets conflated with I have to be the strongest here, and I have to let you know that I am the strongest. Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's not strength. That is narcissism to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Don't
for
get me
sure.
wrong. I love the aggression, and hey man, fights are going to break out. I get it. This is some shit you're going to. But when the authority and the wisdom and the age and the perceived power start to oppress someone who is just having a good time.
Yeah.
And I heard some dude in the podcast, dude, I don't know who you are, but I think you're wrong. He said, you look around and everybody's smiling. I'm like, no, dude, everybody that you're looking at is smiling, dude. Not everybody's smiling because there's kids in there that are scared out of their minds because of you. And I think that's bullshit, dog. And granted, you got to have a good time. You got to have fun, man. But when that stuff starts to get intentionally put on something you perceive as weaker, that makes you the weakest link in the bunch.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with that. I think there's a lot of room for nuance, I guess.
Yep.
And it can
totally
be complicated, you know. And I think we were talking not that long ago. I mean, because I think a lot of this stuff is you're a certain way when you're younger. As you grow up and get older, start to kind of look at things different, you know. And
you'd hope.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, we very guilty of beating the fuck out of people. Sure. You know what I mean? Just full disclosure.
Dude,
you know,
I love it.
Sometimes
Bring
just
it.
moshing, sometimes it turns into more. You know what I mean? But I will say, definitely as I've gotten older, I have reflected more on my actions and the impact that they can have on the greater community.
Sure.
In the sense of like, I do think to some extent, if we're all in this shared space and we're all experiencing the same thing in the same way, there's kind of an understood of like, I'm going to hit you, you're going to hit me.
It's a contact sport.
We're all, it's a contact sport. We're all in this together.
Yep.
What I don't like is when someone is like, I see this group of people over here who it's very obvious that they don't really know what's going on. Let's go mosh on them as hard as possible. That's
whack.
not cool.
That's corny.
That's whack.
Yeah,
That's
corny.
That's corny as
You
fuck.
nailed it.
Corny.
That's the term.
That's
corny.
whack as fuck.
Because
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, yeah, and I was just, you know,
Yep.
and even with fighting and stuff too, man, it's like, you know, hardcore is an interesting thing, and it attracts a lot of fucked up people.
For sure.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think
totally.
all
It's
of
the
us
nature of it. Yeah.
are there to some extent because we are fucked up, and there's a lot of aggression, and at its purest, it's a beautiful form of expression.
Yep.
But then it can turn into a lot of aggro bullshit, and I've been guilty of being too quick to throw a punch, and then I mean, honestly, to be totally honest, it wasn't even that long ago that I started thinking more about this stuff, but I really started to see, you know, I'm 29 now, and I'm not trying to act like I have just all this influence, but I did start to see some of the younger kids who I fucking love them, bro. Like,
I believe you. I can feel it when you say that. Yeah.
Makes me want to cry.
Yeah, fair.
That's okay.
Totally,
Honestly,
man.
when I think
It's a real
about
thing.
Sorry, I didn't know that was gonna happen.
No, it's real stuff.
When I think about the young kids in hardcore, I think about myself.
Yeah.
When I was 18, 19, 20.
Sure. go as slow as you can.
Just at that time of my life, I felt like I was just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, dude.
And didn't really have any direction.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who I could trust for guidance
Mm-hmm.
in life.
Mm.
And you're just so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad, man.
No, you're good, bro. So good.
Half the time, you don't even know why you're so fucking mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I see these youngins, man, that I feel so blessed to get to be a part of their life and try to be somewhat of a positive influence, because I'm just trying to say I see that shit in them. I see that that lostness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Totally.
You don't know like what you're doing or
Yep.
why.
Yeah, dude.
Because you've been there and you've experienced it.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
for sure.
And you're just mad and you want to fucking hit someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And but recently, I guess what I'm trying to say, I had an experience over the past couple years
Mhm.
where getting in fights and shit at shows, which sometimes it's unavoidable, but
Yeah, totally.
sometimes being a little too trigger happy, I started to see, I think, influence that was having on some of these younger kids, in the sense that they were like, he's quick
Mhm.
to fly off the handle and throw a punch at somebody.
Mhm.
That's what we need to be doing.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I mean? And honestly, I mean, why not? I've fucking cried. I might as well be honest. But honestly, at Furnace Fest a couple years ago,
Mhm.
there was some fights. There's a great group of kids in Birmingham and here and
Mhm.
Knoxville and everything, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Are you talking about when I was playing?
well, that was a different. I got in a few fights that way. But I got in a fight during Orthodox, which
How do you not?
Yeah, got in a fight during Orthodox, but there's
Also, fuck that guy. Just to be clear.
fuck that guy.
Sometimes fuck that guy.
Fuck
Yeah,
that
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
He had it coming. We
Yep.
gave him several chances,
Got
and
it.
then he had to get
Yeah.
whopped and dropped. You
Yeah.
know, but
I love it.
But there was another time,
Yeah.
you know, where I'm just gonna say I threw a punch at someone that pissed me off, and then before I knew it, I saw this army of 18, 19, and 20-year-old kids like swarming this person, and I was like,
Fair.
"Fuck,
Fair.
that's not good."
Oh, wow.
They're all going to beat his ass because
Yeah.
I threw a punch at
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was one of the dudes that runs Furnace Fest actually talked to me, and he's a great guy. I have a lot of respect for him, you know. But he had a conversation with me about thinking about my actions.
Oh, wow.
And-
Who was it?
and,
Which one?
Johnny.
Yeah, cool.
Johnny Grimes.
No,
Yeah,
Johnny, yeah.
Had a conversation with me
cool.
about my actions and the way that could impact
Mm.
these younger kids. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, point blank, he told me like, you know, these younger kids, they see you fight someone or beat someone up, and then like they want to do it because they want to prove themselves to guys
totally,
like
man.
you.
Totally, dude.
And that was the thing to me that
Mm-hmm.
kind of gave me a lot to think about. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude.
Because at the end of the day, you know, I love moshing and stage diving
Yeah.
and participation in
Mhm.
hardcore and everything like that. But as I've gotten older, any action that's not conducive to building
Yeah.
the community
Well put.
is not a good thing.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
and-
mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
just
hold on.
Yeah,
Dude,
go ahead.
I want to say that was just so heartfelt and beautifully put and articulated. dude.
Absolutely, dude.
And the fact that you took your time to get there, I just have a lot of respect for that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
man.
and you.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate
you got
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I was going to say is, you know, the hardcore community and going to a hardcore show is a really great outlet for like channeling
Yeah.
your anger towards the world.
Yep.
Because
Sure.
like you said, man, it for a while there, it was hard for you to know who to trust. Do I trust the people in the church that raised me? They, you know, like, do I trust these people or these, you know? So it's a lot of kids really lack direction, and then they find themselves in this hardcore community. But I think the thing to remember is like the other people at the show are a lot like you, you know, they're
Yeah.
just, in fact, they might be the most people like you in this reality.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
other people that like
Right.
this music. So
Right.
it's probably not a good idea to fight those people. Because
Yeah,
you're probably,
that's a good
it's like
point.
you're fighting yourself almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
I could talk about this for a very long time because it's something that's been a part of my life for as long as I've had
Go for
an
it, man.
actual individual identity. I'm going to say what my points are because I don't want to get off track. And so if I do, you guys be like, this is what you're trying to say. To the point of you talking about the Neanderthal, like what seems to be basic violence. I think there's a different perspective to that can be there. And then there's also a point of like the community and why you have a storm of people that are willing to like go crazy and do this, and why that all lends itself together into this one weird, supposed to be positive thing. I think it all starts with the fact that like you called it a subculture. I think it's very much a counterculture. And I think because it is a counterculture, it brings people who
That's a
are
good point.
directionless in a sense of they don't know where to go, but like nobody ends up with music that screams at you and is like, I'm in a really good place in my life. I'm going to turn this on right now for the first time.
Right.
Like if you've been listening to it forever, like, yeah, I'll turn on Comeback Kid and think back to when I was really young and like think of how I felt then. But now I'm like, man, I love this and where it's gotten me. But like nobody hears that for the first time and is exactly where they need to be in their life and connects to it on more than like a shock value. So in terms of where that connection comes from and how that energy is brought into the room is everybody is in a sense of, for the most part, like I'm here because something's wrong. And in that it is a counterculture in the way that like the way that it is expressed through moshing, dancing, whatever you want to call it, is violent. But it's like I said earlier, it's kind of a contact sport, and the beauty of it is that it is controlled chaos. Yeah. And so I'm not sure who it was that was saying like everyone's smiling, blah, blah, blah. I think that when I was growing up, I was the 14-year-old kid that like there were dickhead redneck motherfuckers at the Muse who would like jump at me because like I was dating a girl that they were into, you know, whatever, like shit like that. And I think I proved to myself that I belonged there by going back over and over again, knowing like I could get my ass. Like people want to beat my ass here. Nobody likes me here, but like I want to see this band, so I'm going to show up and I'm going to keep doing this. And so I think that now you don't see that. At least I can't speak for the country. I mean, I've seen a lot of it, but like in terms of what the local integration of what these scenes are, like Nashville is not Muse era shows anymore. Ironically, I think the shows are crazier, but I think that because the shift has gone and the people who were never meant for it are now way the fuck on, I think because you have people who have mindsets like Josh or people like, you know, everyone that I mentioned before, that anyone that has the influence, I think I'm so grateful that we have the group of influential individuals that we do, because it is very much like if you are starting a problem, we will approach diplomatically. And then from there, it is still a hardcore show.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But in terms of the show experience itself, I can understand where you're coming from, where when you see me or Josh going crazy or whatever, I know you know us, you know,
Well, hang on. There's a
it's not
distinction
targeting
real quick. There's
Yeah.
a distinction. The distinction is the going crazy is totally cool. The distinction is when it is directed toward relative innocence or differentiation of
when it's targeted.
I think that is bullshit
Towards
to me.
people that you don't think are
Exactly.
fitting
Should
in.
be there.
yeah,
They're like, oh my gosh, I'm a bunny in this fucking forest, and all of a sudden, well, I'm a big bat. You know, I hate that shit.
Yeah, like a hardcore kid fucking up a mall metal kid because the mall metal kid wants to fucking
Slap box or something.
yeah.
I think
Well, dude, that's why the last Lethal Method show at Gidmus, man,
dude,
I knew there was a lot, which craziest set I've ever played in my fucking life.
craziest set I've seen a hardcore band from Nashville have.
Cool.
That was
Appreciate that.
that was
that's
spiritual.
awesome.
It was very special, but it was special because it was a shared experience with people that I love, right?
Yep.
But you know, what you just said, I mean, I said that at the beginning of the set. I was like, dude, there's a lot of different types of people in here. There's hardcore kids, there's deathcore kids, there's people who are used to be a part of shit and aged out. And some people are gonna fucking do shit a little different. Like if somebody's like push moshing and you don't like it, or if somebody's, you know, swinging and shit and you don't like it, like please, let's just all come in here and have like a beautiful shared experience of expression together. And that is the goal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think
did it work? Did
dude,
it happen?
it was
actually.
literally
I love
there's
that
the
No
shit.
problem.
You got so much power on that thing, man.
No.
Dude,
Not
whenever,
the full thing.
dude, whenever that full set comes up, you have to watch it. You're gonna just laugh. Like
Awesome.
it's absurd how crazy that show was.
Awesome.
But like,
awesome.
It's the same thing when Orthodox plays Nashville.
Mhm.
Even when we have like a walk-on song or whatever, like I make it a point to be like, hey, like, you know where you are, you know what happens. We're not gonna make this personal.
Yeah.
And I don't do that anywhere else because it's not really my business what another city wants to do in their city. But like here in particular, it's like I know what my friends are gonna do, and I know, especially now, like we are very fortunate. There are people who like travel to Nashville to see us in our city, so on and so forth. Like there's a large group of people, but in that it's one of those things where if you can make it to where if you can just, I guess what I was trying to say, the distinction between targeting somebody and then like my worst injuries at shows are from my best friend Zach Witcher. My actual closest friend in my life is because that dude has whooped my motherfucking ass at shows so many times. And I think it's because that was what I was trying to get back to. The expression of like how you connect to that is violent because what is being given to you is violent.
Totally.
You know, and I think that when you can get into a community like Nashville has, where right now I can't speak to like how it's so weird how different it goes based on your core adjacents, if it's deathcore, metalcore, hardcore, but like within the overall overarching hardcore community, I think everybody's aware that like, hey, if you're here, you're gonna get knocked around a bit, but like the whole point of it is because like you can't do this anywhere else. This is where this works because we allow it to work. And it does become like this, like not even like a friendly competition, but it, like I said, it is like a contact sport in the way that you and your friends can show up, and it's kind of just like wrestling in your backyard, except you get to do it in a venue. I do think that when you see somebody that is not familiar and you think you can stature yourself by putting yourself over them, you look like a fucking dickhead. And not only that, but you just made it harder to get somebody else to come to the show.
Like
As a promoter,
totally.
It makes it harder for me because I'm like, cool, now I can't try to get this band to come back because I can't afford to bring them because that person's not going to buy a ticket. You don't understand like the lengths that you've just stretched this weird web. But I think that
it's good.
I've had situations as of recently where like that has happened, and I'll just be like, hey, come talk to me real quick because you just made my job harder. Thank you so much. Let's have a conversation.
I think
if everyone can, you know, diplomatically self-govern, you know,
good luck.
You like you dudes can like call out the fucking the dickhead. You know what I mean? As long as that is happening, then it's gonna be sick.
And then to the point of you seeing like the wave of teenagers. Like it immediately brought up a memory I had of 70s House. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm never the type. We are individuals within our community where like if somebody was to fuck with one of us, like I'm very fortunate to know that like I have a lot of people who would without. It's kind of like the terror song "Your Enemies Are Mine." Like don't need a reason why. Just point them out. Your enemies are mine. Like that is. How this feels. And there is at any given show a group of people where like if somebody tried to start something with me, I know that those people are immediately there. And in that is also like I've literally had moments where people have confronted me. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to beat your ass. Trust me, you would win that. I'm trying to help you because like if you beat my ass, you're going to get jumped by my friends. And I don't want that. Like it's not cool. None of that is cool. But that kind of sense of community comes from, again, the counterculture, I don't know where I belong, but I know that I belong here. And so all the things that I'm going through, I can express through here, which even if I don't know what Josh is going through, he's going through problem A, I'm going through problem B, but we're both expressing in the same room. We now have like a trauma bond because we are doing the same thing to express what it is we're going through. And in that, like, I would defend a lot of my friends. I would start a fight for this guy. Like, and it kind of makes it to where, because we're all here with this weird if you find it for what you're going through, though it is the wrong, you're going through like what you could call the wrong things in life, you're in the right place. And I think that sense of community is what makes everyone, it's almost like a hive mind. Like,
I think you nailed it.
Like it's almost like it's like a shared like sentience of like I'm here, and even if it's one of those things where like there's so many people in the scene that like when I see them, we talk about life. It's not just like a, here's this show, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like there's a handful of people where I only see them at shows, but like I'm like, yo, how's mom? She doing okay? Like whatever. But I don't hang out with them outside of shows. Right. But like in that moment, we can like genuinely like reconnect and so on. Yeah. And I think that lends to the influence that we all have on one another. And in those moments, sorry, I got completely distracted. 70s house, there's a show happening. This dude, he almost jawed me. So I just pushed him a little bit. And so he stops and turns and shoves me. Zach Witcher standing right here, and we literally looked at each other and just laughed because I was like, yo, I promise it's not that serious. Like, relax. Josh is in a full sweatsuit at this show.
Yeah.
And he comes jumping from behind me.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay, yeah.
That was a long time ago.
And he is ready to swallow this dude in one bite. Literally is barking at him to where his head is doing this. And it becomes...
I was halfway across the room with him before he noticed.
This dude is literally... He was trying to be like, no, fuck you to me. And then I'm now trying to help him.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm like, you don't know what you started.
Yeah.
Chill out. And then I had like, Josh, I love you, but also chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
But
touched my boy.
Yeah, totally, dude.
That's part of it too.
No, I get it.
It's that really
I'm
weird...
not demonizing. Believe me, I'm not demonizing that.
For sure.
I'm just not.
For sure. Because there's a time.
I want to be clear about that.
There's a time to fight. There's a time where you're wrong if you don't fight, in my opinion. But it's about, having the discernment.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of responsibility in that too. And we've seen it. This is why usually the older guys preaching this, but we've seen it, man, where like, big brawl happened, shit got broken, people got hurt. That venue's never allowing harm.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? We've all seen it many times.
Yeah, totally.
You know what
that's
I mean?
a good point. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think something too, like in discernment and growing and realizing you're giving something violent and you're getting something violent in return. One thing I was thinking about when you were talking earlier is that like we as vocalists and dudes who write our songs, we have a chance to get out all that negativity. Like, all like 95% of the shit that I wrote was negative fucking anger. That was inside of me.
That.
Right.
And I was able to get that out through a fucking microphone.
Right.
But then you got a lot of fucking kids and dudes and like all the people that aren't doing that aren't, that they're not, don't have musical talent or whatever the thing is. They're trying to get rid of that shit too. Theirs is just through the fucking pit, and like, that's a beautiful place for them to be able to do that.
Yeah.
The discernment is doing it in a healthy way, in a healthy space, as opposed to fucking up the 14-year-old kid that just came to see his first fucking show.
And even if I think there's
anybody with rules like that, you gotta look out for them. They might fly off the handle at any time.
Big time. No, totally, man.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. Where are we going?
Damn.
Were you saying
I'm just
something,
trying to
Adam?
do something for you.
I was, and
There's
I don't
something-
remember.
That's
I
okay.
think I've said enough at this point, but
Well, I just had one more question for
Yes.
Rado.
Well, we'll be here for another hour.
Content creation, man.
Oh, buddy.
Do you feel like it detracts from your art and painting and stuff? Like, or do you? It's kind of a I look at it as a necessary evil.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, like
Fucking
in
Christ.
this day and age, if you're in a
Fucking
band, you
Christ,
have to
man.
make content. You know, you have to make posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
You have to make reels.
I'm burnt
But
out.
what's your take
I'm
on
burnt
it?
out right now.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just-
fair enough.
one of my favorite
Please.
promos I've seen for a show was
Yeah.
for your last Make It Perfect one, where you were just in a field and you were like, yo, what's up? We're doing Make It Perfect live, and you just started sprinting.
Yeah, that was good.
And your camera guy had to sprint
yeah,
after
he
you
fucking
while you
almost
were
ate
doing
shit. Hell yeah.
that.
Come on, man, we
killed
got.
me.
Yeah, that shit was fun.
Did you tell him you were gonna do that?
I said, I don't know. I probably just said, hey, yeah, I think I did. I said, I'm going to run through this field. Let's go. And we just went. He's killer. Daniel, you're killer. You're probably a dad right now, 20 years old.
Yeah, they're due
Blows
right
my
now.
mind.
Respect.
Yeah, he probably just had, I mean, his partner probably just had this.
Oh, really?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
congrats.
Oh, by the time this comes out.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
easily, yeah.
Respect.
But as far as the content creation stuff, dude, I was noticing your dry erase board over there and being like, what can I glean from what he's doing? You know what
Dude,
I mean?
there's nothing but bullshit
Totally.
on this board
And
right here.
That's how you get it. You know
But
what
your
I'm saying?
name's on there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Rado Roundtable.
Okay, cool.
It's happening right
Oh,
now.
that's good. I didn't see that
About to
part.
cross it off. Yeah.
Cool. No, but the amount of insecurity that I have around how I come across because there's so much of me on the internet right now is fucking ruling my thought life. And I'm really working on not making sure the guest is okay and letting them have their own experience and not having to rush in when there's silence and trying to maintain the presence with them while being in touch with them and intact with myself. And that's really tough. So the level, I thought I was going crazy last week, straight up. And I'm like, God damn, like what is happening to me? Why is this circling in my head so much? You know what I mean? Come to find out, it's the holidays are a motherfucker. Family stuff shows up, and then shame is there in the foreground of my mind. So it just lends itself to this stuff because I wish I had the other side of the ego of where I thought everything I did was fucking sweet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not necessarily sure I'd be a real artist if I did that. You know?
Yeah.
So being online and making content is gross to me. And that's why I'm trying to make it as authentic as I can. If I'm going to do it, I got to make it as me as possible.
Yeah.
And the biggest compliment, even though at times where I feel like I should be something different, the biggest compliment I've gotten was from Ethan, who I don't know his last name. He works at Bastion. He's a drummer guy.
Yeah, Ethan Young.
Fucking,
Yeah.
I live right there. So
Love that dude.
Yeah, me too, man. And he said, you know, out of the things that I watch, he said, you are the most you of the podcasts that I watch and the people that I see. And he's like, I feel like when I'm watching you on there, it's like you are right now. Like we're hanging out. That's you. And because I'm on there thinking that I'm fake, I'm hyper analyzing my moves, what I say, not so much the painting, which is actually pretty cool. Like how much I'm rescuing the guest, how much I'm like compensating, you know, and there's a little bit of it in there. And I'm looking at you because I know you do, I know you're in this job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I want to appear like cool, unbothered, just like cool dude all the time. Like I just want to be unfazed. That's what I think the world expects of me. And when I step into that and try to be that, I'm ripping my authenticity in half, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really tough to straddle that. And you know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, this shit's hard.
So yeah.
It sucks, you know,
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
having to make
tough.
videos, having to like, please come on my podcast.
Totally,
You
dude.
know, like we've
God.
talked about that, but
Big time.
man, I think
And it's sick.
staying in your lane, staying out of your, it sounds like you might be getting in your way
Oh,
sometimes.
dude, 100%,
you know?
all the time. Yeah.
Trying not to overthink things.
What?
I mean, that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
much
I mean, for me, like, I'm grounded in I at least I think I'm grounded in who I am. So if all of this shit fails, I still shred the guitar. I don't care. At least I have that, you know. And I think doing content is like it's a necessary evil. But I try to make it as fun as I can. Like getting together with you guys today is like one of the greatest times I've had, you know, in a long time.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I just respect the hell out of each and every one of you, and everyone is doing such cool things, and I respect the hell out of anybody that watches this.
Yeah,
too.
straight up.
That's really like
it.
the people that I see at shows that tell me they watch the show. That means the world to me.
It's insane to do something like this and people actually care.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like such a wild feeling.
It's such a beauty, and more people are caring.
Yeah,
which
they
is
are.
like, hey, this is sick.
Like and subscribe.
How many people are?
There you go.
How many people are watching this right now and only know who Adam is? You know what I mean? They're like,
I mean, hey,
oh, there it is.
Because you love that shit,
all
bro.
the lame ones.
I want to go back to like early Bad Luck days. They were sucking shit in the kitchen at one point, and their line was super long. And so Andy decides to go over the intercom and was like, thankfully, I've been in the service industry, so I know what it's like to be like, I got to bullshit the table because the food's taking forever. Yeah. So he just calls me from my table. I think you were there.
I may have been.
At
Who knows? Oh, yeah,
and he just starts being like, hey, man, so do you think that, like, PLEA was bigger than Orthodox still? Or, like, do you think you've overdone it? And I'm just like, I was like,
I'm an insecure old man
this point,
that also wasn't loved as a child, whose parents left him, and I need to feel important, Adam.
I love
God
it.
damn it. Let me be important.
I remember him doing that and calling me. It was like, Adam, come up here. There's like a line of like 15 people I have to walk past.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I know that he's doing this because he's trying to like distract. So I was just like, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to support my friends in a way that I, you know, and I hated it because also Orthodox was not and arguably still is not as big as a PLEA person.
Hey, listen, if you're watching this, who gives a fuck about Orthodox? Let's check out Lethal Method.
That's true.
Finally!
Best band of all time.
Finally. Yes.
Rising to the top.
Grinding that ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, we're back to Christian dry humping.
Yeah, boy.
Lethal Method. Full circle
grinding that
ass.
Full circle.
Lethal Method grinding that ass.
That's the next back print.
That makes me happy.
For sure.
Well, let's real quick, just to kind of wrap things up. Let's just go around. Everybody plug their stuff. I want to hear about what Orthodox and Lethal Method and Bad Luck. I want to hear about what's coming down the pike for you guys. Maybe we could start. Go ahead. What's on the agenda?
When is this coming out?
Like a few days from now.
I can't really say.
He got a fast.
You're going on tour this year again, right?
I'm going on tour a lot this year.
New music?
Writing stuff for sure. I don't know that we'll release anything this year.
Yeah.
We just put the record out last summer, but we'll be on the road a bunch. We are world traveling again this year, so that's cool.
Cool, dude.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can catch me sweating, trying to make Andy's dream come true at Bad Luck Burger.
Hell yeah, dude.
So,
I'll be there. I'm gonna order one.
Yeah, fucking love it.
Josh, how's Bad World going, man?
It's good. Yeah, we're. I mean, it's really good actually.
Shout out Bad World.
Yeah, Bad World in the house. I keep doing the camera thing.
Awesome.
Do it, man. Do it as
Well,
much.
that I said shout out Bad World like as me, and you're like, I'm gonna shout out Bad World.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Bad World. Nah, it's going great, man. We're really busy with print jobs and shows and other things that we are working on.
Cool.
But
they're opening a burger truck.
Bad World Burger.
Yeah,
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, dude.
Beautiful idea. No, but
Basement East parking lot.
yeah, 100%. Thanks to everybody keeping us busy. We appreciate that a lot, and it's an honor to get to do everything that we do in the community here. So, shout out the community.
And if you want to own a piece of Bad World merch, you can buy a Shred Sessions shirt.
It's coming very soon.
We're doing another batch with Bad World, or if you're in a band and you need merch made, like that's the company to go with.
Yep.
There's other printers in town. There's other great printers, but this is who I've been
Bad
using.
World, though.
Yeah, this is who we've been using.
They're not as
and
bald.
Fuck yeah.
they do a great job.
Or blonde.
So. Andy, go ahead and tell us what's up.
Dude, I'm just chilling, man. Got a wife and a dog, and it's awesome, and I got the best life I could ask for. Bad Luck making cheeseburgers. If the the selling point is if you like things that taste like cheeseburgers, we make stuff that tastes like cheeseburgers. And we have a couple locations in Nashville, and we're gonna probably open another one within the next year.
Yeah.
And here.
Tight.
No, nothing serious yet, but that's the goal. And just chilling, dude. Just happy to be alive and happy to keep doing shit like this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Can't thank you enough, man.
Me? Oh, me. Oh, I get the attention. I'm Ryan Rado. I'm from Michigan. I do a show called Make It Perfect, and we paint and talk, and we explore who you are. God damn. And I'm just living my life other than that. I got a friggin' 5-year-old that I'm rocking and roll with. He's killer, man. God. And yes, thank you. And Drew, you're about to hit it.
Yeah, we've got a kid on the way.
Yes, sir.
Shred Riffs 2's coming out this summer. So.
Shred Riffs, the sequel.
I love it.
So
it's great.
we're very excited for our child. It's a boy. His name will probably be Benji.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Benjamin.
Hell yeah.
Right,
Love
Benji,
it.
great record too.
That's it.
Yeah,
Nice.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
So that's coming. We're very stoked. We're very terrified as well. So
got
Josh,
shit.
if you got any tips, I'll be hitting you up for that.
I'll try to think of a couple.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hell yeah.
Shout out dads. Shout out kids.
Yeah, straight up.
Heck yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching the show. It means the world to us. Thank you guys for coming on. This was such a blast. I wish you all the best this year, 2026. Everybody going their separate ways, doing their thing. So, shout out Southeast Hardcore. Shout out Nashville Hardcore.
Get your shirts in.
Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace.
Hell yeah. All right.
Break.
Yeah, dude,
Wow.